Well, first time in 25 years, Bruce. Can you do it?
Yes, mate, it is a long time. I think we can do it. We've been probably the best side all year on home-and-home performances. Bit of an upset 2 weeks ago, but we learned a lot from it.
Change in the 20, Andrew Wright out.
Yes,
Steve
Andrew
Lawson.
Wright unfortunately broke his jaw last week. Steve Lawson's back in to replace him.
Right. North lining up the same.
Well, I would hope so. I'm banking on them lining up pretty much the same. I've made a few plans according to that.
Conditions are not bad. A slight breeze favouring the northern end. Which way are you going?
We're kicking to the southern end, but very similar to 2 weeks ago when they beat us here. Perhaps not quite as strong the wind and perhaps the ground a little drier.
What will you be aiming for in this first quarter?
Or to get a first goal on the board and try and set some sort of a pattern. Get our game going.
Well, you started well last week, so I hope you do again today.
Yes,
all the best,
so
Bruce.
Thanks very much, Ross.
Well, George Malone, assistant coach. Which way are you going, George?
We're kicking with the breeze.
What will be your tactics in the first quarter?
Kick as many goals as we can.
Get in hard at the ball.
Terrific.
Same 20 as last week?
Yes.
A fortnight ago?
Yes.
Okay. Best of luck.
Good. Thanks, Ross.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, Jerome Griffin, captain of North Old Boys. Lining centre half forward, mate, are you?
Oh no, we're full forward at the start, Ross.
Bit of a breezer. You want a few goals?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it's a couple of goal breeze, but I don't think. I think it's going to probably take a while for the boys to adjust to it at the start for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, and especially in a final, I think you can plug away for the first 20 minutes and then probably get your 5 or 6 goals. You might find that's the case. We do that quite a lot during the year, and you know, they'll be hell for leather, and so are we at the start.
Same 20 as last week. No changes, no injuries.
No change. We're going to bring in another guy, Peter Symes. Only that we decided it was going to be a little bit dry, and Mitch Walters stays in because the ground's quite firm. So we're really looking forward to when Mitch comes on the ground. He's got a lot of pace and a bit of aggression, and we're sure he's going to come on and do well.
Yeah. Have Richard Herman covered at full forward, will you? For
we've talked about Richard Herman. Yes, he's a very good player, very good mark, and we think we've got the bloke to stitch him up. We've got David Baker down there, who's done very well in Roberts, and we think that his aggression, and he's a very disciplined player, that he'll play right next to him. No problems at all.
Good. Okay, best of luck. Should be underway shortly. Well, it's all in readiness. A slight breeze. The wind's really dropped a bit now. The flag's just fluttering slightly, and all in readiness for this 1986 A section grand final between North Old Boys and Collegians. Collegians loses to North Old Boys a fortnight ago. Collegians had a run of 15 straight. They lost the first 3 of the season, then had 15 wins in a row, lost the second semi to North Old Boys in second position, and they'll be keen to avenge their defeat from last time. Back with more shortly. Hard work, but we had a word with that remains to be seen. Start of the A section, grand final 1986, North Old Boys versus Collegians, and Grant Newman, 44 in ruck against Paul Considine, and the free straight off to Khan. Khan looking forward for Lemon, that is, 48, picks it up, tackle it high, and it gives an early free away. Khan trying to play the advantage. He's played it, has he? No, he hasn't. The free kick will be taken back on half forward by Jeff Lemon.
Couldn't see what the free kick for Khan was for in the centre of the ground, but certainly Lemon was tackled very high and without the ball. I'd say just be a fraction too far out to score. He's about 45 metres, need to kick at 50 metres to score, and to that end I'd be very surprised if he kicks the distance.
And the line here at Elstonbury Park is a 45-metre line, high to the square.
Free kick to North Old Boys. Considine, I'd say, to take the free kick.
A hand pass to Headley, I think it is.
Strong kick down the middle of the ground. And a good mark there, North Old Boys. Trying to play on.
That's
Coming
Weir,
onto the
I think.
left foot. Peter Weir, is it? Down towards the
Whoa!
right.
Right up high, couldn't mark. That's Helen 10 trying to get a quick kick, but he can't. The ball will be balled up here in the heavy pack. 29 is Keith Parsons, 6 is Ingleton,
Tony
3.
Carl finishing up with the ball there. Super effort from Peter Wright there, almost grabbed that mark.
There's a bounce. Considine and Newman. Newman wins it. Sharked by Herman, a hand pass. Ingleton and Hanlon. Hanlon getting in front position, but Ingleton beats him now. Gets a hand pass out nicely to Herman. Ian Herman up to half forward. This is Roberts leading in the race for the ball. Over the line. 2 minutes gone, no score. Grand final A section.
It was fairly typical of Collegians play. They're certainly very keen to chip the ball around the boundary lines, which can bring them unstuck on the wide Elstonwick Park ground.
Considine with a tap. This is Peter Kahn, 34, leading in the race the ball. Trying to pick it up. Carl's giving him close attention. It's good smother by Tony Carl, the North centre man. So it'll be Considine running against Grant Newman. Considine will get this one. Big punch forward. Ingleton away. This is Peter Kahn onto the right foot. Up forward. In front, Turnbull. Punches clear. Lemon on the side bump. And what is it in the back? Could you see that one, Byrne?
I couldn't actually, Berthy, but free to the North Old Boys. Luke Morse, is it?
At the back pocket player.
Yes, I think it is. Ball's back with Luke Morse at just between centre and centre half back. He looks like he'll bring the ball pretty strongly down the centre of the ground, although he miskicks the ball and right into the arms of that Collegians player.
David
there,
Hoyle.
David Hoyle. Strong kick. Herman in position. Should have marked it, used his body beautifully, but then couldn't actually grab the mark. North Old Boys bring it out to Brown with a quick handball. Strong kick. Peter Wright. Ball runs past Peter Wright. Jerome Griffin at full forward, leading in the race for the ball. Shepherding off there for maybe. Ball's with Utira. Almost a throw. Got the handball over his head. Weir. Excellent tackle. Ball spills. Play on. Out towards Irvine. Is it 22? Greg Parsons. I'm sorry. Handball over there to Ingleton. Brings the ball up towards the wing. And towards Newman.
Right, Newman in centre field. Short pass. Look for Kahn.
Peter Kahn.
And he gets it. Kahn in centre. Steadying them down a little. And he'll be looking up for Roberts, giving him a lead. It's a bad kick. Lemon in the van. Nice gather. Centres the ball over Keith Parsons' head into the arms of Ian Herman. Short pass up forward. Who's that? Richard Herman, his brother, almost marked. Good clearing kick by Borsic. Out wide. Simon Williams up on the forward line. Ingleton a short pass. And it's found Ian Herman 10, 20 yards out from goal. And this should be the first score of the match. 4 minutes gone in the grand final.
Ian Herman looking exceptionally dangerous, has already handled the ball constructively 4 or 5 times, should have marked just before at centre half forward and didn't. Collegians playing the way they did during the year, chipping the ball around in the forward line.
No troubles with that one. Ian Herman's first goal, Collegians' first goal at the 4.5 minute mark. And a good shot there of Ian Herman, the ex-Haileybury player. He's played 2 very good finals games. Ruck Rover.
I doubt there are many better amateur players than Ian Herman playing at present, Ross. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. He's had, well, he was wooed by Hawthorn and St Kilda. I think he might have gone down to one of the clubs early in the season, but came back to be part of this very fine Collegians team.
Centre bounce. Over to you, Ross.
Right, still Considine for North in the ruck. Wins it again nicely. Brown couldn't gather it.
Shover.
Here's Borsic getting him, but he's tackled. Can't break clear of that. That tackle must be a ball up. Right, 10 is Hanlon for North. 44 Newman with the headgear. And Considine starting in the ruck as he did in that second semi. Hoyle gets in his way. Could have been a free. David Hoyle again, a quick kick. Taken by Considine. Trying to break clear. Good tackle by, who is it? It's Andrew Ingleton. Wearing 17, that's a change.
Back with the same 2 players again. Been all the bounces.
It's not Andrew Ingleton.
And Considine. Considine takes it out of the ruck. Just gets a small kick taken by Borchik. Trying to break through. I think a fraction unlucky, but free kick for holding the ball.
And
15-metre penalty paid.
Lemon.
Strong kick down towards the full line. This is dangerous. Well taken there
Egan.
by Egan of North Old Boys. Gets a handball working. Excellent play by Egan to Luke Morse. Brings the ball out towards the wing, but taken by Collegians. brings it back. Conti. Herman lurking in the goal square, looking for that quick centering kick from the forward pocket. Still looking dangerous.
Good shot there of Richard Herman, number 3, the inclusion, the under-19 player. Kicked 6 goals last week against De La Salle in the prelim final. Newman, 44. Got out by Borsic, punched to the boundary line. Free there, couldn't see what it was for. And it's going North's way, back in their back pocket.
Certainly not difficult to get a free kick in amateur football, Ross.
Well, I think they're probably keen to keep control of the game, so they'll play a few technical ones. It's Dom Butera.
Butera, doesn't it? Butera, how old would he be, Ross? 103?
No, I think about 28 to 30. I was
all?
adding up, I'm waiting for the tram today in the old record. Here's Carl, number 4, trying to get it out. He almost does so, but fighting half of the ball there is Greg Parsons, number 22 for Collegians, and he holds it up well. Regrettably, I've been calling Andrew Ingleton, Greg Tregear, Andrew Ingleton, who wearing 17, we'll correct that. Peter Wright up high. Coming through.
Peter Kahn.
Steadies on the right foot, lot of time. In front, Bickford pushing and shoving with Turnbull. Turnbull punches well away. Newman in the race for the ball leads, picks up, chips it forward. Bickford a diving mark. Centre half forward. On the mark is Anthony Egan. Stephen Bickford. Very much to kick to there, Byrne.
No, he's put the ball out in front of the goal. Good spot, dropping short.
Oh, Andrew Ingleton.
Superb piece of play off the hand to the pack and kicks it through to give Collegians just the start they would have wanted. Collegians 2 goals, North 12 points. North Old Boys yet to score at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter.
There's Bruce Ferguson scratching his brow, but still smoking cigarettes.
And if our assessment of the wind is correct, and I think it has been vindicated by the length of the kicks, I would say that North Old Boys are getting to the end favoured by what I'd say is about a 1 to 2 goal breeze. I'm not quite sure Boothie agrees with that, but I just think the kicks have carried further to that end. It's just Collegians' much superior play that's got them 2 goals up. Centre bounce, doesn't bounce well. Down towards North Old Boys centre half forward, taken by Schober. Hand pass out, well taken Tony Carr. He can't get clear. There'll be a ball up here. Tony Carr, an excellent player, but hasn't been able to get clear at any stage. In fact, Carr looks like he might be playing a little bit closer to him than he did in the second semi. Ball up again. Taken by Weir, kick smothered. Hand pass by Schober goes astray. He follows it up well. He's a good player, Schober. Trips himself over, gets the ball back, feeds another handball out. North looking dangerous. That'd be Edwards, I would have thought. He gets his kick smothered too. Back to Edwards again. Scrappy passage of play, but kick down and steady mark by Doyle. Not a bad play.
David
Hoyle, I'm sorry. Over to you, Boothie.
Right, Hoyle in back flank, looking to switch it, but chooses against it. High kick. Underneath is Schober, right from behind, got into Schober's back. Play on advantage.
Tony Carl the mark.
Up to Griffin at full forward as he said he would be. Here's Irvine on the left foot. Well played, Gary Irvine. Kicks it wide, but defensive flag. And good mark to Tregear.
Was a good mark by Tregear.
Tregear at half back. Looking to play, move it on, onto the left foot. Does that a lot. Up on the centre wing. He's going to beat Simon Williams over the line. Simon Williams well up the ground, Bernie.
I'm not sure where he's playing, Ross. I was about to ask you. He's a good, strong player, Simon Williams, but we've been used to him playing full back.
Well,
I think they're worried about him on Peter Wright. I think it'd be the reason that he's not at full back.
I think you're correct there. The meantime, play up forward. Roberts, a high kick. Punched down by Bickford, 9. Roberts grabs it. Hurried kick forward into the pocket. No one there except for North. Paul Considine. Nice gather, tackled. Gets it clear. That's Weir. High, awkward kicking style. Peter Wright looked to be at centre half forward. Could mark this. Oh, got one for his trouble from Chris Pollock. It did travel a long way.
It's definitely worth a couple of goals.
Griffin leading, but there's no one back for North, and Peter Wright not sure what to do. Griffin led and left no one in the goal square for North. Now there's someone there, right with the torpedo, but it's only little Darren Edwards and Schober. Well, Edwards gets it to ground. That was well done. Schober to Keith Parsons. At back flank, out on this attacking side. Kicks it wide, but leading is at Steve Hibbert. Close to the boundary line. That's not. It's Weir. Good side bump by Williams. Good shot of that. Up towards Schober, 14. Under a bit of pressure. Hand pass carelessly. I wanted to save that one. Irvine to Hinchin. Hinchin playing at full back. Malone with a chance. Leg was he. Gets a hand pass. Edwards.
Edwards.
A hurried kick, but it's nicely marked by Lawson. Lawson the inclusion, out onto half back. Tregear, alone on half
Edwards'
back
face
flank.
here should bring the ball back into the middle to Ian Herman. Doesn't, go straight down the line to Lemon. It'll spill now. The North back should have a decent run on the ball. There'll be a ball up here. Lemon did well after fumbling to tie it up. I think Johnny Horwood's paid a free kick there. Bit of silly scragging by North at this stage of the game. Gets a handball working. Not allowed to play on. Lemon will take the ball on centre wing.
Now, interestingly, Peter Wright, the ruckman, has changed to full forward, and following him is Chris Pollock. Ball into the centre. Gathered by Jared Brown. Butera gets tackled, gets a hand pass. Looking for his Turnbull, tried to kick off the ground North, taken by Hinchin, I think it was. Ingleton, Irvine, fumbles it, well played. Butera off the ground. Jared Brown leads in the race to the ball, onto the left foot, centres it. Who's there? Only Edwards and Schober. Schober punches away. And Wright, Peter Wright showing pace for a big man, trying to pick it up, gathers, side bump, Hoyle. Ball up surely to eventuate about 20 yards out from goal.
Excellent play by Hoyle there. Pollock was looking a bit uncoordinated, looked like he was about to give Wright a free, but Hoyle did the right thing, got in underneath the tall player and tied the ball up.
Wright and Pollock, no one wins it. Parsons can't pick it up, Weir's in there for North, and there'll be another ball up.
North Old Boys just seem to be getting a little bit more desperate in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Mark Malone gone in hard a couple of times just to hit a couple of Collegians players hard but fair. North just looking slightly more composed than they were in the first 10 minutes. And have got a free kick in front of goal. I think you can almost see that coming. In the last 4 or 5 minutes, North Old Boys have been in first to the ball a lot more than they were early in the game. Who's this with the shot at goal?
Well, it's North President Steve Hibbert, so he doesn't have to worry about the coverage. North,
Turnbull.
good backhanded tap over Schober's head. Malone for North. Gets one high, and I think Malone will get it. Oh, and 15 metres, that was silly, against Hinchin. And Malone well within kicking distance of goal. The man on the mark, Stuart Hinchin, will be about 30 metres out. Weir gives it back to Malone. Good shot.
Again, Malone first in for the ball and got the free kick because of that. Silly play by Hinchin to give the 15 metre and bring him within. Very comfortable. They have no trouble with the distance, and with the wind at his back, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't kick this goal. And I'm surprised.
Well, he missed it badly. Just snuck in for a point. And the score. After nearly 15 minutes, Collegians 2 goals to 12, North Old Boys 1-1-7. 5-point lead. Steve Lawson, a beautiful kick of the football, both right and left foot. There's a right footer. All right out that deep half-back flank. Leading in the race is Tregear in front of Hanlon. Beats both over for the throw-in.
Certainly a long kick there, Ross. Probably helped a little bit by the breeze blowing to that side, although it's favouring the road end, the north end.
Well, the flag on the Elstonwick Bowling Club just in front of the players there is blowing very strongly.
Yes, and the green's running at a fairly slow 12, I think, Ross, over there at Elstonwick.
Right, Khan with a kick up forward. He's doing well. This is Considine.
Considine.
Paddles it out to Egan. Well played. Up to centre half forward. Brown will have to go, but Schober, good mark to the centre half back. Good defensive play by Weir, but he's given away the 15 metres. That wouldn't worry him. He's holding that Collegians attack up. Schober into the man on the mark.
Covered by Tregear. Forward.
Yes.
Newman to tap on. North getting in hard at the ball. Free kick given away by Bickford. Bit high. North getting it onto this top side. Looking for Carl. Punched away by Ingleton. Gathered by Khan. Another kick up forward. Williams, is he playing at centre half forward or on the flank? Who knows? Ruck raving perhaps. Turnbull gets it. Peter Khan again. Egan, Carl it is. This is in the van for Malone. Irvine in front, punch clear. Hinchin. All North, it falls nicely for them. Edwards there. North supporters appealing for the free as he got one high, but Johnny Horde would have nothing to do with it.
Orson certainly made sure he got a chance to run into Malone then when he had him a little bit set up under the mark.
Griffin has to go for it. Shark by Weir. High kick. Play on is the umpire's call. Well done, Griffin. Brown. Edwards a hurried kick into the pocket. This is dangerous for Collegians. North looking dangerous here. Hibbert hand pass. Just kept it in. Greg Parsons a punch. tough stuff. Butera hand pass over his head. Ingleton just beats him over the line, out of bounds. Front of the Collegians bench.
North Old Boys definitely doing better in the tight situations at this stage.
Simon Williams there having a run in the ruck, it looks, against Ian Turnbull. Pushing and shoving, neither wins it. Turnbull wins the second one. Irvine off the ground, good smother to recover, and again gives it to Herman. Hand pass, a sloppy one. Oh, in the water they go, and down they go, right in front of our Channel 9 cameraman, doing a great job in those difficult conditions. Pretty good crowd here at Elsternwick. Williams and Turnbull, again pushing and shoving. Williams wins that. Herman a tap. Roberts under pressure from Egan. Playing along in front of him. Well done. Could have been freed, but something on behind play. Borsich and Herman having a bit of a push. Just in, there they are, but nothing much in it. Oh, and in comes Bruno Conti, and Borsich 6 pushes him away. Shane Irwin right in control there. 18 minutes gone, 5-point lead to Collegians, and there's going to be what?
Free kick made here to Collegians, I think. Herman will try to establish some authority on the game there. Herman kicks down towards the centre half forward position.
Conti.
Push in the back.
Ooh.
Free kick Collegians to be taken by David Hoyle.
Or Havid Doyle.
Or Havid Doyle as it is in the book. Ball spills. North Old Boys coming out strongly. Considine. Good play Collegians. There'll be a ball up. No, it's not. Ball spills out.
Considine and Lawson. Considine into the centre. Cuts Peter right up high. Well rove by Griffin into the pocket. Edwards running back for it. And Steve Lawson beats them both over the line, out of bounds forward pocket. Nearly 20 minutes gone, still 5-point lead to Collegians.
First 10 minutes belong to Collegians, Ross. Second 10 minutes to North Old Boys, but they've still only scored 1 goal, 1 to that better end.
I think the line defence has done a good job this last 10 minutes. Pollock in front. Edwards a snap from the pocket. I think it might have been out of bounds beforehand. No, it wasn't. And they noticed the boundary umpire. Great effort there, one-armed boundary umpire. In fact, he is a field umpire during the year. Superb effort from him. Can't remember his name, regrettably. Anyway, here's Steve Lawson.
Another strong kick from Lawson. Ball carries a long way. Carr off the hands of the pack. Should centre it. And does. Jerome Griffin takes the mark and within kicking distance. About man on the mark will be about 40 metres from goal. Need to aim the ball, I'd say, towards about the left-hand goal post as he's looking at it, and just let the wind drift it in. Excellent play by Tony Carl. He's come into the game after Khan was well on top of him in the first 10 minutes of the game. Griffin fires, doesn't get onto it. Peter Wright, not marked. Gets a handball out. Beautiful play by Peter Wright. And a goal
To Peter Weir.
to Peter Weir.
Good snap from the North Rover. And North hit the front after 20 and 3/4 minutes. A 1-point lead. Scoreboard. North Old Boys 2-1-13. Lead Collegians 2 goals 12. There's a replay of that shot by Peter Weir. Good hand pass from Peter Wright, and he snapped it over his right shoulder.
Certainly excellent play from Wright Boothie to get that quick handball out for a tall player to do as well as that
He's
low to
looking
the
good,
ground.
isn't
He is. Good player, Peter Wright. Turnbull and Williams. Ball knocked down. Considine gets a handball away. Is that Conti? The quick
Weir.
right foot kick. Weir was it? Schober takes the ball on the left foot, goes wide as these Collegians are prone to do. Lemon's a chance, bundled off the line of the ball, taken by Luke Morse, kicks the ball 60 yards to Peter Wright. Unlucky not to get a free kick for pushing the back, although he should have taken the chest mark. Collegians defence tie the ball up. There'll be a ball up about 40 metres out from the North Old Boys goal. They're looking dangerous again at the 22-minute mark of the second quarter and leading by a point, 13-12.
Peter Wright wins
The
it.
ball back, good play Collegians. Ian Herman, lovely hand pass. Beautiful skills too.
Peter Khan.
Peter Khan, chip kick to Williams. Kicks towards Herman. Ball doesn't get that far. Taken by Headley. Wide kick. Dom Butera leading in the race for the ball. Ball will beat him. Out of bounds on the wing in front of the bulk of the supporters here at Elsternwick Park. All very involved in this game. Big crowd in fact there. Boundary throwing. Turnbull, Williams, Parsons, Ingleton, Roberts.
Roberts on half forward. Looking
Richard
up
Herman.
for Richard Herman. Good mark. Oh, gee. Bit unlucky for North there.
Yes.
Wasn't much in that.
Tiggy 15-metre penalty. I feel John Horwood's been very, very careful not to let this game get out of control, and I think to some extent that's favoured Collegians because North have been a little bit over-vigorous at times. Someone warming up on the boundary line here, Boothie.
Well, here's Herman's shot at goal. Drifting across.
It's a goal.
His
Good
first.
goal from there. Not an easy shot from there, I don't reckon, Boothie. That was
Not
a good
indeed.
goal.
And bit of push and shove. There's the scoreboard. 23 minutes gone. Collegians 3 goals straight, 18. North Old Boys 2-1-13. And Bernie a change.
Yes, Malone off and Walters on. Mitchell Walters on. A bit taller. North Old Boys certainly aren't tall in the forward line. In fact, 5 of their players are quite small. Walters is a bit taller than Malone. They might feel as though they need him. We'll pick up some changes for you at quarter time. There's certainly some tagging going on among the tall players, and that's why Williams has been on the forward line and on the back line because he's with Ian Turnbull all the time.
Right, and there's a loose play there now. It's Schober's man. Centre half back. It's Hibbert. Schober picking up Hibbert. Bounce. Very crowded in the centre. Peter Wright. Big tap forward. Who's it going to fall for? Anybody? Mitchell Walters there. Trying to get his first touch. Here's Williams back now in defence. Hand pass to the link man Herman. Herman with a high kick up to half forward. Steve Bickford in front. Oh, of Headley. Punched to the ground. Here's Carl for North. Tackled high, I think. Yes, he was. And takes a free. Looking out here for Mick Headley on his own on half-back flank. 16. And Herman on the mark. Guarding him closely. Mick Headley, the back pocket, half-back flanker for North. Centering it for Jared Brown. Over his head. Here's Tregear with a chance. Oh, Considine had a go at him. Did he get him? Maybe the intention was there, but he's got free anyway. Short pass for Hoyle. Oh, and 15 for sure. Must be. Against Bruno Conti for David Hoyle. And Hoyle must kick this goal. 15 metres out he'll be. Straight in front.
Well, it seems trite to say it, but some terribly undisciplined play. The last 2 goals are going to be helped in large part by 2 silly 15-metre penalties by the North Old Boys backs.
And Hoyle has no trouble putting it through. Gets the congratulations of his colleagues, his teammates. Collegians, 4 goals straight, 24 behinds, lead North Old Boys 2-1-13 after 25 minutes.
Been a very good player in the first quarter, Hoyle. The centreman Khan was excellent for the first 10 minutes. Herman's been very good. That is, which Herman's that?
Ian Herman.
Ian Herman's been excellent for the quarter. And Hoyle most impressed with him. Schober solid at centre half back. Collegians doing a good job. Deserve their lead.
Who's doing well for North? Peter Wright.
Peter Wright's done bits and pieces for North. Considine at centre half back's doing a reasonable job.
Hoyle again with that kick. Considine trying to feed it out to Egan. It doesn't get to him. Roberts there shepherding well for Tregear. Finally picks it up. Tackled. Gets his kick out to England. He'll have to wait for it to come down. He almost marked it. He does mark it. Good mark. England quickly on the left foot. To Khan, feeds it out to Keith Parsons. Now over the 45-metre line, looking for Richard Herman in the pocket. Good mark. Good lead. Good football, but in a difficult position to kick a goal.
Very typical Collegians play then. They had 2 players on the attack side of the pack, got a handball out, got the ball running, and then the chip kick into the forwards. Very wide, but certainly the kick was accurate to the forward. Gave the back no chance.
Badly. Headley for North. Tackle.
Oh, nearly holding the ball.
Oh, in the back, he says.
Paid in the back. A bit crude the tackle, but gee, the player was just prepared.
Oh, he's lost it.
Oh,
gee.
David Hoyle making sure he can't play on and getting a whack in the stomach for his troubles. Borchik. This is a good move. No, strong mark there. Excellent play by Irvine. Irvine kicks up towards Roberts. Under it. Borchik gets a hand in. Beautiful knock on by Newman. Got a good idea of the game, Newman. Takes the ball, tries to tie up the pack. Taken by Borchik, trying to break through. I reckon he was a bit lucky not to be free kick for holding the ball. Certainly at the finish, the ball was pinned to him, but early on he took 2 or 3 steps to try to break through. Very impressed with Newman's idea of where players are around him. Quite an intelligent player. Right, and
Pollock it'll be. Butera onto Borsic. Hand pass to Weir. Weir onto the left foot. Side bump from Hoyle up forward. Schober in front. Could have been free kick, but he wasn't, and there'll be a ball up right in front of the one-eyed Hill there, and in front of the Collegians bench. Jeff Lemon does up his bootlace, gives the ball to umpire Shane Irwin.
First game, first A-grade grand final for umpire Irwin.
Turn ball. Hinchin trying, Ingleton now with a chance, but it'll be another ball up. Griffin coming in hard, not letting that ball out of the North's forward line. Stuart Hinchin, 13, gives it to umpire Shane Irwin. Wright and Pollock come down to contest this in the ruck. Pollock gets a front position, but Wright comes over the top. Good punch. Shark by Schober. Breaks clear. Carl gets a hand on it. Ingleton. And there'll be another ball up on half forward. Pretty tough. They really go in hard in front of the stand, Byrne.
They certainly do. They certainly like to
And in
get
front of
over
the
this
coach.
side and in front of the coach yelling at them, yeah. Where's Bickford at this stage of the game, Boothie?
Well,
Round about centre half forward there. Is he just trying to sort out where he's playing?
here's Mitchell Walters with a chance. Oh, through as Hanlon gets it on to Walters. Steadies. The Duntroon haircut. Is it? He's put it through.
Yeah.
And that's a handy goal for North. They reduce the lead to 5 points. North Old Boys 3-1-19. Trail Collegians 4 goals straight 24 after nearly 29 minutes. 29 minutes, can't be far from the siren. There he is, Mitchell Walters, 30.
Certainly an impressive goal by North there. Nice, slick handball and good running, following the far play. Gave the handball, kept running, got it back. Here it is on replay. I'm very happy Mitchell Walters. Only been on for 7 or 8 minutes and already had an influence on the game.
Recruited from Duntroon in 1986.
Looks like he's now trying to take Schober out away from that centre half back position.
I think they did that last week with Griffin trying
Griffin
to...
and Malone, a bit of that, that's right,
Griffin
Boothie.
on Schober.
Yes.
So it's a good tactic. He's really quite wide there. But Khan gives the free to
Tony Carl.
Tony Carl. Siren time. And a 5-point lead to Collegians.
Work as hard as you work in that quarter, we will score. If you don't, we won't. It's as simple as that. The last 2 weeks, we've had a non-goal second quarter. We cannot afford it today. We cannot afford it. Get the forward line open, run the ball through that forward line, give Richard and Vicky every chance. Come on, boys! Let's go. Leave it wide open. Long kicks quickly. Don't let them score, mate. Don't. All right. Show. Stuart. So who do you want me to pick up? Well, the bloke who's at number 30, wasn't it? Yeah, okay? All right.
If someone's going to go and pick it up, I think it's best to just say Tony Carl.
Yeah, I agree.
Tony Carl trying to pick it up.
We do. You're right.
It's all right, leave it, forget it. It's over.
Roll him up.
Yeah.
Can you cut up the words? Just cut off the words.
Right, back here at the start of the second quarter. Collegians 4 goals straight, 24, lead North Old Boys 3-1-19, a 5-point lead to the Lions. Umpire Johnny Horwood with the bounce.
Turnbull down.
This is Morse and the good mark. Luke Morse in defence for North, looking to play on.
Gets the handball working to Conti. Conti wide. Free kick downfield. Free kick will be taken by Tony Carl. Just a few people seem to be picking one another. Williams picking up Turnbull and playing on him when he's in the ruck. Wright and Pollock. Newman and Considine. That means Newman's gone to centre half forward quite a few times, which has put Bickford down into the forward pocket, perhaps getting Bickford out of the game. And as we did mention earlier, North Old Boys trying to take Schober away from that key centre half back position. What's happening here, Boothie? Whose free kick is this?
It's a Mark Butera had a good bit of play and kicked it up forward, and I missed the free. I was so absorbed with your great analysis of the game.
Thank you, Ross.
Listening to that.
It was either a mark or a free kick to this guy that's picking up right, that's Pollock, and now a 15-metre penalty. Strong kick down towards centre half forward. Newman in front. Ball spills. Taken by Lemon. Parsons, sorry. Lovely hand pass to Considine. Strong kick, right. Spills the mark. Griffin tackled off the ball. Strong play, Shover. Superb handball, but taken by Butera. Another good hand pass by Parsons. Gets the ball out wide. Ian Herman, bring the ball back in the middle a bit, Ian, and he does. That's a bit more dangerous. Down towards centre half forward, but Conti's right underneath it. Still got to be more direct, I think, going down towards that road end. Conti onto the left foot, out towards the outer side. Ball should be marked there. It's not. It spills. Taken by Khan, I would say, over towards Williams. Should have gone at the ball harder than that. Too hesitant. North Old Boys therefore win the spill. Carl spills the ball on. Free kick to North Old Boys there by the boy that came on. That's Mitchell Walters, I think.
Right.
He's got the free kick. Disappointing effort there just by Williams before. He'd gone to the ball strongly, they'll be in attack. He's found Brown on his own. No, he hasn't. Well done, Ian Herman. Almost holding the ball, and he's paid it. Yes, paddling the ball underneath him, complaining. Don't complain, son. It was a free kick against you. Called here very early. Over to you, Boothie.
Right, thanks.
Centre half forward.
Jeffrey Lemon up forward. Handles 10. Morse is 14. And there'll be a ball up at centre half forward. Good shot of the crowd. Light rain falling here at Elstonwick, but I don't think we'll get too much.
Wind may have dropped a fraction, just looking at the flag. Still fluttering fairly steadily.
Williams won and gets
Free
into
kick against
Gerard.
Brown for Shepherd.
Williams will take it at centre half
Should
forward.
hit the goal square. Oh, a terrible kick.
Out to Roberts, 21. One is Egan. Oh, in possession. Egan low at the ball, over the line.
Roberts is a quicker player than I thought he was, Boothie. He's not the most robust of players, but he's got a bit more zip than I thought he had when I watched him
There's the
last week.
Elstonwick Park grandstand, well packed. And this light rain. Williams and Turnbull.
Brown.
Sharp by Brown. Close to the boundary line. Butera's
Butera.
24. And over the line beats them all. Well, nearly 4 minutes, no change in the score. Ball on that defensive side. Tactics in this sort of conditions, B?
Well, I think North are probably obliged to bring the ball around that side a bit while they're this quarter, and then try to bring the ball in, perhaps around about centre half forward if they get a clear chance.
Considine away, 19.
Hard ball still being won by North Old Boys down in that forward line. It was obvious the ball was going to spill into that cone, as we like to call it sometimes, in the front of that marking contest, but they're only North Old Boys there. Boothie.
Good shot of Mark Hanbury and his runner. Looking a concerned man there. The North Old Boys coach. Williams forward.
Roberts. Turnbull to Brown. Brown onto the left foot. Goes wide. Stewie Hinchin with Griffin now. Cross two. Tony Cole. Beautifully handled. Brings the ball down. Half forward line. But it will be marked there by Irvine for Collegians. Rain getting a lot stronger now.
Short pass
Chip
to
kick.
Hoyle.
Hoyle.
And Hoyle on back flank.
He's also looking down the boundary line. I still think they should be bringing the ball in a bit more than that. He has brought in a bit. Good mark, Williams. Strong mark.
Williams having a run in the ruck at times and doing a bit too. Long kick. Bickford out of position. Backing back. Luke Morse. That's a good mark.
Been very unimpressive, the Collegians forwards in the first
Tregear.
5 minutes of this quarter.
This is Tregear, the wingman. Herman well guarded by Baker, but he's still looking for now Bickford. Headley, a chance. Over the line. Well defended.
Just don't think there's enough hard work done by the Collegians forwards. You can't set up every goal. They set the goals up well in the first quarter, but this quarter when they might have to work a little bit harder, just not doing it at the moment. Here's a good example of it. Borchik, too strong at the ball. Good strong kick towards the centre of the ground. Taken by Williams onto the left foot. Strong kick down. Collegians mark. Handball across to Khan. Chip kick. Collegians are good when they're able to play that way, but they've got to get some goals from just sheer hard work in the forward line, like a boundary throwing, like a long kick and an off-hands contest.
6 minutes gone, no change in the score. In the pocket, Newman in front. Borsic tackled by Hoyle. Egan tries to come through. But
could have nearly got a trip, Egan. Again, North Old Boys first into the loose scruffy ball. bounce about, 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, the attacking pocket for Collegians. That's better.
Shark by Lemon. Hoyle, the snap up high. Probably won't be paid the mark. Considine the punch. Peter Kahn, 34. Trying to gather it. Hinch it off the ground.
Play.
Here's Conti. Another ball up. No, gets it out. It's falling for Herman, is it?
Roberts.
Hoyle gets one high. Umpire
Unlucky.
thought about it.
Unlucky.
Walters, dispossessed. Griffin,
Tackle
15.
Schober.
And North moving it forward. Here's Conti with a chance. Conti gets it clear. Well, he'll get on the left foot now. He whips over to Edwards. Edwards from the 45-metre line. He's over it. Straightens up. Kicks it. Coming around. Is it? Oh, just missed. Good move by North. And they move on to 3-2-20. Bruce Ferguson getting very excited there on the bench. Not enough tackling there. North 3-2-20. Trail Collegians 4 goals straight. 24. 7 minutes gone.
Certainly almost the best bit of play we've seen from North Old Boys for the day. Unlucky not to get a goal.
Lawson out to Walters.
Badly dispossessed Herman. Key ball.
Ingleman.
Herman and Kahn, last 2 times they've been near the ball, had to do better. Crucial players for Collegians. Over to you, Boothie.
This is Weir on the left foot. In the
Brown.
pocket. Jared Brown onto his left foot. But it's deep into the pocket. Edwards and Irvine. Touch through for 1 point only. And the change, this is Tony Baum on the boundary line, 25, the half-forward flanked, who will come on. And coming off is Roberts, as Greg Parson puts it into play. Schober, off his hands.
Here's a big
Tregear,
chance. Big chance.
through the centre, right foot. Herman out of position. This is Baker. The full-back for North. Coming in is Bickford. Baker breaks the tackle. Nicely done. Egan through half-back flank. Bad kick. Edwards and Irvine beats them both. Edwards 35, beaten by the boundary line. And there'll be a throw-in in front of the North bench.
Do you think North Old Boys are on top at this stage, Ross?
I think they are, and that's probably precipitated the change. Baum off. Baum on. Tony Baum. Ian Roberts off. And Anthony Egan gives him one to go on with. Lets him know what it's all about. And there's Ian Roberts coming off the ground, the half-forward flanker. Griffin. That's Steve Hibbert. Edwards backing back. Good mark. Little fella outmarked Steve Lawson. Used his body well. And he'll kick from the 45-metre line. Peter Wright in the goal square. He's the target. But it's too good. It doesn't need to be a target. He's put it through. And North at the front. 4-3. 27. Lead Collegians 4 straight 24. 9 minutes gone.
Excellent kick there, Boothie, and maybe belying the fact that I would have thought the wind was going to the other end. He's only a small player, but really thumped it through from the 45-metre line. It's just similar spot, although further out from where Richard
Here's
Herman
a
kicked
replay.
good goal.
Well, there was a replay. It's like we missed that one.
Excellent mark too for a small, fairly lightly framed player. Centre bounce. Turnbull and Williams. Borchik. Carl winning all those loose balls at the moment.
Schober out. Carl again. Steve Lawson leading for it for Collegians. Behind him is Conti. And,
Very important for a team that relies on its skills the way Collegians do, that handballs like that one hit the mark and they can get the ball flowing a bit free because they're still being beat in the loose ball area. Players like Borchik, like Carl, like Egan, Turnbull in front, lucky not to get a free. There's good play. Good smother. Oh, boy.
Steve Hibbert.
Boundary side on the true centre wing position. Ruck will be Turnbull and Williams again.
Williams in the front.
in front, gets the ball down, spilling ball.
Lemon out of bounds. Another throw in. Bit of a stalemate at the moment, Bern.
Yes, it certainly is. Not much scoring being done, but I think that's to North Old Boys' advantage given the weather conditions, and they are just looking a bit firm around the ball, I think.
Williams and Turnbull again. Williams trying to get the front. This is Tregear. Tackled high. Play on.
This is an
Schober.
important ball, this one.
Both did it well.
Excellent player, Schober. Excellent
Schober
player.
and
One of
Conti.
the real strong players in the team. Been good this quarter. Hasn't had a lot of possessions, but just doesn't let that ball get past him at centre half back.
Williams and Turnbull again. Turnbull wins it, but not out far from the pack. 24 is Butera.
Almost good play by Egan there. Came through hard, almost carried the ball through with him.
Hibbert 26 on Herman 7. Turnbull. There's a chance for North. Butera trying to get it out. Big pack there, and both teams fighting hard to break those big, ugly packs. 12 minutes gone. 3-point lead to North. 4-3 to 4 goals straight. Horwood puts it down. Williams grabs the front position. Schober, here's Hinchin, he's been quiet. Out to Greg Parsons, he too has been quiet. Hand pass long but indirect, out of bounds, half-back flank.
Just happy to get the ball out of bounds there, I think. Panicked a fraction, had a little bit of support on the boundary.
Pushing at it, bounces for Irvine. Gathers it, tackled, gets it out. Here's a go for Pollock. In there is Brown, but there'll be a ball up in the forward pocket. There's a worried North issue supporter or Collegians.
One wide colour, so
Well,
I'm not quite sure about that, Bertie. She mightn't have had another clean shirt.
Peter Wright sharks it. Can't get it out. Very tight passage of play the last 5 minutes. Jeff Lemon looking for
typical.
Greg Tregear, but out of bounds on the
chippy.
full. Peter Kahn on the mark. Carl centering it. He's got Turnbull there. Coming in is
Important
Ingleton.
ball.
Punch clear by Ingleton. Go for Butera with a bit of pace. Good tackle. Gets it out to Peter Wright. He'll steady. Into the forward pocket. Coming over the top is Lawson. And Irvine goes for the boundary line. Deliberate.
Is that deliberate, Bertie? If he
I
tries
think
to
it
hit it
was.
through for a point and misses and goes out of bounds, is that deliberate or not?
I think he's
I'd
deliberately
say
going
not.
for out of bounds. Chris Pollock and Williams over the top. Lemon. Nice gather. Out to half back. Here's Tony
Here's
Baum.
an important mark.
First kick
Here's
for
an
him.
important mark. First time they've looked like getting across that half-back line for quite a while. Down towards the half-forward line. Considine underneath it and
good
takes
mark.
the mark comfortably. Brings the ball back into the middle of the ground, trying to set up the play a bit. Doesn't get the handball away. Jared Brown chips in. North Old Boys controlling the ball, having a lot more of the ball in this quarter. Jared Brown, strong left-footed towards centre forward right. Down the front, North Old Boys players at the fall of the ball. Now good play by the Collegians backs, that's more like it. Out wide, taken by Tony Baum. Ball spills in the tackle, play on. Oh, that's
Egan.
the way to play the game. Super. Borchik,
Could have been a free, and there was.
bad play by Borchik. Unlike him not to be as strong at the ball as that. And a
Ingleton.
good bit of play by Ingleton. Bringing the ball in now towards centre half
All
forward.
over him. Bickford could have got a free. Considine.
Here's a chance.
That was Newman. And here's
Newman.
Lemon. Quick kick forward.
This is their
Richard
chance.
Herman and Baker. Herman in front, Baker from behind. Good punch by Baker. Here's Keith
his
Parsons. Snaps it into the square. Mark to David Hoyle.
Oh, very interesting. The juggled mark. About the only thing he could have done wrong was to juggle the mark, because it was either a goal if it was through or a mark if he marked it. All he could do wrong was one grab in front of the line and one behind. But don't worry about all that hypothesising. It's a mark and a goal to Collegians, and a badly needed one. One of their few attacks that's looked dangerous this quarter. They certainly run very well on the front of the play, and that's a good example. And there's the score at the 15.5-minute mark. Collegians, 5 goals straight, 30 points. North Old Boys, 4-3-27. And the scoreboard was built by Max Systems. Congratulations to Max Systems. Well, that was a badly needed goal, Boothie.
It was. And David Hoyle, that's his second goal.
Good player, David Hoyle.
And, he's been prominent.
Set up too to some extent by a good hand pass by Pollock around that centre half forward area. He really has a good feel for where his teammates are.
Just had a goal apiece from each side this quarter. Big punch forward. This is Lawson leading in it for it. Comes through nicely. Over the back, Considine's in the van. Coming out is Bickford. Oh, tries to clean up Considine. Didn't do it well enough. Headley to Conti. Tackled. Carl. Closely pursued. Out of bounds.
Good firm passage of play there. Bickford, Herman also did some good work chasing to save a North Old Boys goal. Good to see him doing those hard things.
Peter Wright again.
Peter Wright. A Don Cordner hit that.
Well, Don's here today and he would have loved that. We'll be talking about that at afternoon
I
too.
think I might have got that mixed up. I think I might have meant Dennis Cordner, but he's not here, so we'll call it a Don Cordner hit out.
Pollock and Wright. Greg Parsons tried to gather it. Peter Weir with strength. Could have got one in the back, but he doesn't. And there'll be a ball up. A lot of ball ups in this match.
There
so
certainly
far.
are. That's better to see Collegians there too. First in off the hands of a boundary throw, and even though they didn't get it, nice to see a few strong bodies at the ball in those situations.
You're not biased in favour of Collegians, are you, Bernie?
No, I'm even-handed, Boothie.
That's good to
I
see.
think,
Tony Carl snaps it over his right shoulder. Won't let you answer that one. Lawson over his head and Edwards. Oh, Edwards could have got a free.
Good play, Edwards.
Hibbett. with a hand
Brown.
pass.
Boundary line. Not bad, the back line of Collegians. They've been under a fair amount of pressure. I reckon they've done a pretty good job to keep North down to 4 goals.
Well, I think both back lines are probably...
Strong points in the teams, you think, Boothie?
Took the words from my mouth. Turnbull. Parsons a free. Yes, he's got it. Advantage called on the left foot. Malone putting him under pressure. Back and back is Newman on Considine.
Bigford, get a kick, get a kick.
Oh, he's caught with the ball. Good tackle, a brilliant tackle. Bruno Conti. Oh, pays advantage. And that's Peter Weir. He's got Hibbett, the president, on his own on the flank. Under pressure from Parsons. Tries to bring him down. He doesn't. Up towards Turnbull. But in front, it's Hinchin. Stolen by Schober. Here's Khan. Out to Lemon. That looks good play. All right, got him high almost. A good pass. Pollock. Gather it, son, or you're in trouble. He can't. Brown comes in for North. Gets it to Hanlon. Tackled. A bit high, is it the call? No. Good decision by Shane Irwin. There'll be a ball up. That was better football.
Oh, that was a really good firm passage of play in the middle of the ground there.
Malone.
Excellent. That's what a grand final ought to be like. Good time to bring Malone on
And
when
off.
it's like that.
Steve Hibbett off. Parsons takes a mark. Slips. Oh! Too high. Must be. Watch this one.
I had a sneaking suspicion Malone might be pretty pleased to be getting on at this stage of the game. He certainly doesn't mind a physical contest.
Parsons. Up to Newman. Conti. Oh, it's a bit wet there. And down they go. There's something a little out of this for sure. David Hoyle is 2. Malone 20. Pushing and shoving. Come on, boys, you'll get wet there. David Hoyle. And who is it? Plenty of umpires there.
It's certainly in there letting him know that he's around.
10 is Brian Hanlon. 19 is Considine. And
David Hill was certainly pretty keen to represent a physical presence there for Collegians too. To go again to a tight, hard game. Right, easily. Borchik.
Greg Parsons. Off the boot, it's a touch. Griffin a chance. Oh, it's a boomer. Over the head of Turnbull. Will it bounce correctly? They both go down. Play on calls the umpire. No free. Williams and Turnbull in the forward pocket. Oh, and they're getting it
Foul there. North sponsor. I don't think he was happy with that decision there.
No. Don't get too close to that sound effects camera.
And I think I agree with him. I thought it was a free kick to Turnbull. I thought Williams had a handful of his jumper as Collegians tried to bring the ball out there. I can never work out whether or not that's Lemon or Parsons. You have to keep an eye on those two little blondie rovers.
Lemon is
but
his
they don't
surname.
put their numbers around.
Nothing to do with the colour of his hair.
Nothing to do with the colour of his hair, rightio.
But he is slightly blonder and a little shorter.
A little shorter.
Here's a go, Griffin. But Carl. Forward, oh, nipping in his Hanlon. Off the ground, has he got it? Dribbles it clear. Just the wrong side of the fence. The post.
Certainly some good
Pick up some
chasing.
people. There's Shane Maguire. Good shot of Shane Maguire.
Kevin Meredith.
Should do his
Paul
tie-up,
Taffy,
Shane.
coach of the North school side.
There's Williams with a kick in. Found Ingleton. Tregear it was. Gee, they look alike. Hurried kick in the end. Was he put down afterwards?
Oh, yes.
Conti.
Bad miss by the umpire.
Conti up forward. Schober in front. Griffin, he cut. Oh, I wouldn't pay that. Play on. Good decision now by the umpire. Got out by Brown. Hanlon a chance. Herman under pressure. Got plenty of time to get rid of it. And here's Tony Carl. Chasing him is Schober. Don't give away in the back. He doesn't. Good play, Schober. Carl still trying. Must be a ball up. Right in front of us. Good football. Tony Carl, Rick Schober. 15 is Griffin. And here's Shane Irwin to put it down. 21 minutes gone. Tight, close. Grand final. Pollock. Oh, he's deliberate the call. That one almost landed up here, Bernie.
Yes, I didn't see a lot of point in that, but still, he might prefer boundary throwing some ball up. He looks a bit skinny.
Right, here's Pollock. Right getting a lot of those big thumps away. Hanlon.
Good player,
Takes away.
Hanlon.
Good tackle by Tregear, but
Good
just
chase by Tregear.
put him off a little bit. Up forward. Peter Weir couldn't gather it. Knocked out by Griffin. Now Weir with another chance. Screw it over your shoulder, son. He does. A pretty good effort. Not quite good enough. 3 for 1 point. North draw closer. 4-5-29. As trail Collegians 5 goals straight after 22 and a half minutes. And Simon Williams, is he back at full back?
Yes, I think he is. I think if Turnbull goes to full forward, Williams goes to full back. There's a neat kick.
Now, who's that, Bern?
That's looks like number 48 to me, Bertie. I reckon that's Lemon, judging from the colour of his hair. And he's got it down.
Oh,
Bad miss,
ball,
Tony.
Mr. Sitter.
Bad play, Butera, holding the ball too slow, and a 15-metre penalty, not paid. Certainly have rarely been within distance of goal, Collegians. We're looking for a bit of strength in this kick.
Pollock.
Good punch, Peter Wright. And guess who's first in at the ball? They got purple and white jumpers on. Then Brown across towards Carl.
Oh.
Brings the ball down. Bad miss. Got to make something of this. Oh, panic. Oh, more panic.
Gary Irvine, the lucky free.
Am I too harsh on those Collegians forwards, Boothie, at that off-hands ball? Continually being run out. Not just run out comfortably by the North Old Boys' backs.
Perhaps a little, but on the other hand, they haven't had many opportunities.
Hasn't been down there a lot, but when it has, by golly, they're not very hard at the ball.
Pollock,
Right.
Schober up forward now.
That's better.
David Hoyler, who else?
That's better.
Keith Parsons. Tackle around the leg, no. Coming out is Morse. Brown. Off
Been
the
a
ground
pretty
by
telling
Morse.
play this quarter, Brown.
He's played well. With Morse off the ground again for probably the 3rd time. And again, yes.
Maradona.
Ian Herman, he picks up beautifully. On
Lovely
left foot,
skills.
under trail, good tackle. Not clear, good play. And who's that? Mitchell Walters?
I think it is. Looks like Walters
Bit
to
short
me.
for him. Anyway, he centres it. No one there. Is there Tony Carl? Good mark. Didn't seem to be anybody there, but Carl drifted down from the centre to take a beautiful mark. There he is, that
That
North.
finale there. Keen North Old Boy supporter.
And they're getting their $500 worth. Tony Carl, can he kick this? He'll kick from just inside the 45-metre line. Nearly into time on. This will be a
kick it.
handy one for them. He has to, and North have hit the front. Tony Carl. His first goal, and North Old Boys 5-5-35 lead Collegians 5 goals straight, 30 nearly into time on.
Been a disappointing quarter for Collegians. The benefit of the better end, although I don't think the win's worth as much as it was in the first quarter. In fact, I think it's swung round a fraction more towards the east.
There you saw that very fine mark by Carl. He drifted down and intercepted nicely.
Good call, Boothie.
And line them up, put it through nicely. Back live now, Peter Wright thumps it forward as he has done on many occasions. Schober in strong at the ball as he
Brown
has been
again.
on many occasions.
Brown again. Excellent quarter,
And-
Jared Brown. Plenty of courage.
No one in the square. Runs around Schober, straightens up. This will be a handy one. Off hands will it be? Oh, bounces. Unlucky for North, 1 point only. 6 point lead to North now.
Into time on, Boothie. Nearly up to the 26-minute mark. Collegians need a goal badly before half-time to go in at half-time with a little bit of momentum. Williams, strong kick. Kick the ball an absolute mile down the centre of the ground. Form, nudges Borchik up underneath it. Not a bad player at times. And marks. Get up and get the ball moving before they all run back. Now he's heading towards centre half forward. It's taken him a long while to get it there. Ball at centre half forward, right to certainty. Just goes back and sits on it. Gets the handball out working. Sloppy handball, but taken by North Old Boys. Bring the ball round here towards Malone.
Oh, free kick. for
Free kick
certain.
there.
Oh, and he's given it away, Malone. Oh, he should have it taken off him.
Poor
I would
umpire.
have thought. Malone, and Herman coming to remonstrate. Malone gives him a push. I would have thought that Malone would have given that free kick away, but
I
no,
don't
he
think
hasn't.
I don't think umpire Irwin was even looking where he should have been looking. Boothie, I think he was just having a look at the play.
Here it is on replay, and the late tackle. Oh, I mean, that is a free
Yes.
kick.
Meantime, Turnbull a hand pass, Brown in the van, trying to gather it under a bit of pressure. Stages one, didn't get it, and here's Hoyle relieving the pressure. Kicks to centre wing, backing back is Herman. Gets plenty of attention, one a bit high.
Yes,
and,
definitely too high. Silly play, North
come on,
Old
Ian,
boys.
just settle down. Looking to play on. Siren can't be far off. Here's Newman. Egan coming late.
Too wide.
Up to Bickford. Oh, chipping in his Greg Tregear in the pocket. And Richard Herman a lead deep in the pocket. No good there, son. Get back in the square. Pollock's there for contest. Ingleton calling for it short. But he's going to lob it in the square. Torpedo. Oh, it's close. Good mark, Conno. For Considine in the back pocket. Newman, you'll have to give him a couple of metres.
Terrible kick by Tregear.
It was.
No point landing the ball near the point post. Took 5 minutes to kick it, then landed it near the point post.
20 yards out from in front. That's where you want it. There's Conno.
Right.
Peter Wright.
Good contest, well done,
Pollock,
Ian Herman.
Good roving.
Ball, not
unlucky.
Page.
I mean, lucky, yes.
Here's a chance. Here's a chance.
Hinson. Oh,
Here's
throws
a
it out
chance.
to Herman. Good pressure by North there. Hinson. Hurried kick forward, but he's missed. Hits the post, out of bounds on the full. Bit of desperation.
Hitchin hasn't been in the play much, but at least then he played with a little bit of desperation. It's North Old Boys bringing the ball out down the middle.
Conti.
Conti, they'll run round. They've got plenty of players running. Should have carried the ball a bit further. Siren, half time.
Well, at half-time here at Oscar Park in the A-section grand final for 1986, North Old Boys lead by 6 points, 5-6-36. Collegians 5 goals straight, 30.
Half-time, North Old Boys 5.
Tony Carl,
Collegians 5 straight goals, 30.
Peter Wright, Chris Pollock on the left on the purple and gold, Myra Borsic, Paul Considine,
North Old Boys running off.
Don Butera, Keith
Collegians
Parsons,
walking off.
David Hoyle on the left, Bruno Conti, umpires Irwin, Grant Newman at the headgear, Greg Tregear, and this is Jeff Lemonburn, a good close-up of him right there,
There,
a
Jeff
little shorter, Tony Baum, and what's the name of the horse? John Dunn, isn't it? Stuart Hinton,
Samson,
Andrew
isn't it?
Ingleton, I think
It's
John Dunn
Samson.
died. Right, well, it's half-time here in the A-section second semi-final, and North Old Boys, you can see, have a 6-point lead over Collegians. Collegians will kick to what probably is the scoring end this quarter, and they'll need to do a lot more up forward. They still haven't solved their forward line problems. Richard Herman's been well held, Bickford's been quiet, and even though Collegians didn't get the ball up forward all that much, they'll need to do a little bit more. The wind dropped a little. North in that quarter looked very strong, getting in much harder at the ball, and they'll be looking to hold Collegians this quarter and really put themselves into an advantageous position. Okay, back to Bernie Shee in the main position. Right, siren for the start of the third quarter, this A-section grand final. And North with that 6-point lead at halftime. This is Baum and Ingleton. Hinson bumped out of the way by Egan. Can't pick it up. Plenty of time. Oh, gets one high from, who was it, Hoyle? No, it was Keith Parsons. Should have got 15 perhaps, Boone.
Not a bad player, Egan. Does a lot of strong things. I reckon he's nearly as strong a player as there is on the ground. Well, he's not built strongly, but he's certainly hard at the ball. Here's Brown. He's been a good player too. Played an excellent second quarter, Brown. Did all the hard things.
And a free to Peter Wright. He was held, so claims umpire Shane Irwin.
I think Wright could be a dangerous player this quarter. I think the wind has sprung up a little again, and I really do think North Old Boys have had the best of the wind. The wind was fairly strong to that bottom end in the first quarter, and then I thought with the rain,
Punched through by Hoyle.
with the rain early in the second quarter, the wind dropped. I didn't think Collegians got a big advantage out of it, and I do think it's just gusting up a fraction now. That makes tall players like Wright fairly dangerous down there with the ball carrying just a little bit more.
So Steve Lawson again to that outer side. And,
Kicks the ball a mile.
Schober can't mark.
Tregear.
Tregear onto the right foot this time. Hinchen playing up forward. Nicely
Morse.
taken by Morse. In the van is Mitchell Waller's here on the chest. Drops it, a side bump from Parsons. In low at the ball and another ball up.
Bad miss there. Would have been a good turnover because it was a really promising attack of Collegians. Broken up by Luke Morse. Could have easily been a goal to North Old Boys and a good turnaround. But it wasn't. Mark dropped. Pollock in ruck. There'll be another ball up. Ball just spilled clear. Another ball up about 40 metres out in front of the North goal. North leading 5-6 to 5 goals. Of course, no change from the half-time score.
And the wind, the flag on that Elsternwick Park Bowling Club hanging down straight. No wind at all. Picked up by Hanlon, the shot up forward. Griffin a bit far for him. Bounces, what's that, an off break? And through for
It is
a
an
point.
off break, yes.
A sharp off break. So
As Sandy Roberts would say to a right-hander. Good player, Brian Hanlon. A lot of good, strong stuff.
So North increased the lead to 8 points, 38 to 30. Here's Lawson again. Out in this attacking side. Schober taken by Herman, took his eye off the ball. Irvine a pass, intercepted almost by Butera. This is Herman. Ian up to the centre wing, finds Tony Baum, drops a chest mark. Low out it is Butera. Conti coming in. Oh, and Butera gives him one there. Nothing much.
Good call there before Boothie. Ian Herman definitely took his eye off the ball, caused him to fumble. When he did regather, and I didn't think there was any value in the chip kick up the boundary line, 25-metre gain of ground, and always game was going to be held up on that boundary line. Hinchen, knock on. This is a chance. Williams, almost in the back. Free kick to Conti. Bit unlucky, I reckon, Tony Baum. I reckon the tackle was low enough, but a free kick to Conti. It's a strong kick of the ball. Be looking towards Griffin. Now he's back onto his left foot. Should hook it from there. And he does. Jared Brown, been a very good player. Who's it on the mark there, Vicky? That Parsons,
That's
is
Keith
it?
Parsons. You've got it right, Bernie.
Thank you,
Taken
Rossi.
2 quarters,
Yes.
but now you've got it.
2
Up
years.
Peter Wright, Willie from behind almost. This is Peter West. Snaps
Way
it
off
over his
the
right
hands.
shoulder. Into the open space in front of goal. Here comes
Hibbert.
Hibbert. Nice side bump by Lawson.
Overran it badly, Lawson.
Find
Holding
him
the
on.
ball. Allows him to play on. Give the handball. Doesn't. Kicks to centre half forward. Fortunately, it drops short. Well read by Newman. Onto the left foot. Takes it down. Will be spoiled.
Richard
Nice.
Herman,
Good
beautiful mark.
Richard Herman.
Gee, he hasn't been sighted much, but that was a beauty.
Still a fraction too far out from goal, I think, Ross. Maybe could just scrape it. Similar to the spot that Tony Carl kicked a crucial goal
Good shot
from
of him
just
here.
near half-time.
He looked firstly for a pass, but it wasn't on. The kick right into the square from his
Mark.
behind it, Henson, but in front, Grant Newman. Strong mark. No North defenders there for the punch away, Bernie.
Well, Considine was there and he's complaining bitterly, but I'm not quite sure what he's complaining about. I think there's a chance that Hinchen may have shepherded him out. Not deliberately, and did it well. Often happens if you've got the first 2 players going for the mark, the player behind can shepherd out the other defenders.
And Newman on the left foot puts it through.
Important goal.
And they're all important, Ben, aren't they? So,
Yes, I'm sorry about that, Boothie. They're very trite, that important goal stuff. That'll be my last important goal until scores are level at the 29-minute mark. What's the goddamn score, Boothie?
5 minutes gone, and North Old Boys 2-point leaders over Collegians. 5-8-38. Collegians 6 goals straight. Thank goodness for straight kicking. Expert comments from
Speaking
Bernie
of triteness, and the commentary from Peter No Ross Booth. Centre outs.
Up high, Williams.
Williams. Keep your
Tony
eye on the
Baum.
ball, Tony. Good play.
Feeds it out to Schober onto his left foot. This is Keith Parsons, almost. Coming out is Headley. Quicker to it is Newman. Fumbles at the psychological moment. Backing up is Morse. Clever hand pass. Conti. Good
to
side
him.
bump by Ingleton. Conti thought about going on with it, but decided against it. No one in ruck for, yes there is now, it's Simon Williams and Turnbull. Poor throw in, Turnbull there first, gathers it, well shepherded by Borsic, up to Hinchen, stretches well and takes in a good mark. Hinchen been pretty quiet, will be looking to throw his weight around, 15-metre penalty. And Hinchen, lead from Richard Herman, Baker with him.
Gee, they won't want it to spill.
Oh,
They
gets
won't
one
want it to
handed.
spill.
Hanlon
It's going to come
Bad
straight
hand
down
pass.
the middle.
Considine misses it. Ball up at centre half forward. Didn't like that, Burn?
Risky kick of Hinchin's, I reckon. If the ball's spilt, it's just going to come channeling straight back down the middle of the ground. I just don't think it's on in those set situations to bring the ball across quite as square as that. And do it when the ball's throwing. Here's a goal
chance.
coming up.
No trouble for Ian Herman. That's his second. The Collegians ruck rover pounced on that loose ball, and Collegians hit the front.
Maybe we can see a replay because there's a super handball given out there, Ross. I'm not sure who it was by, but it was a lovely handball given out to Ian Herman. Here's the replay now. Still didn't see it, and we have it in slow-mo. Ian Herman's run right through the high nettle nettle, if you don't mind, umpire.
Collegians 7 goals straight, 42. North Old Boys 5, 8-38. 4-point lead to the Lions and Graham Dawson, who's joined us in the old Princes Park box, I think it is up here.
I think they did.
Thought that was very funny. Peter Wright. Big thump. That must have been his 10th for the day. To Hoyle. He's tackled, dispossessed. Hoyle again, trying hard there. Quick kick by Pollock is 16. In front, Bickford.
I like Hoyle as a player. Bickford, I reckon, has been disappointing, and Peter Kahn's gone out of the game. Here's a chance.
Richard Herman.
Is Peter Kahn still out there, Boothie?
He is.
Where is he?
On the wing.
Another 15-metre penalty.
Peter Kahn's on the wing there.
Peter Kahn, yes. I picked him up there. I think he's probably... I think he's playing in the centre? I don't think he is. That may be why he's gone out of the game a bit. I like David Hoyle. He is one of the Collegians that plays the game with a bit of desperation, a bit of strength in the tight situations.
So Richard Herman has come into the game a little bit this quarter. The kick,
Lovely
pretty good.
Kick. Lovely kick.
Richard Herman puts it through. That's his second. And Collegians go to a 10-point lead.
Nice,
8 minutes.
Nice mark too.
Here it is
Here's
again.
the mark on replay.
Richard Herman. Now, perhaps we'll see this 15-metre. Well, it was coming up there. Always a chance.
I think Richard Herman actually handled it pretty well, because I think he might have actually given that North Old Boys player a very slight whack behind the ear.
I think
got the retaliation.
I think the
for
incident
15
came
metres.
a bit later than that.
Later, yes, that's what I mean. I think he may have very slightly provoked.
Right
it,
again.
yes.
Shark by Ingleton. Borsic comes in late. Oh, that's a tiggy. Touchwood.
No.
1. And Keith Parsons will take the free at half forward. Has he got anyone loose? Herman makes a lead. He chips it for him. It could be over his head. No, it isn't. One hand on it. Get 2 hands on it, boy. Here's Ian Herman. Oh, beautiful gather. Spins out of trouble. Lemon straightens up. He's put it through. And that's a great goal for the Collegians. 9 goals straight. 40-54. North 5-8-48. How many is that in how many minutes, Brendan?
Very good question. Super play there.
5 goals. 4 goals in 9 minutes to the Lions. And super play by
Ian Herman.
Terrific.
Yes, beautiful piece of play. Across to Jeff Lemon. And he popped it through. For an unimportant goal. Just for a change. Centre bounce, back there again. Right, you can expect him to get it, but the ball being blocked off pretty well there by Hoyle of Collegians. And there it is, right to Hoyle. Not a bad call, that one.
Here's Peter. Tony Baum.
Hasn't been a bad player since he's come on either, Baum. It's
Gets the
been
ball
all right.
home.
Luke Morse forced towards the boundary line. Got clear, handball to Carl.
Lemon.
Taken by Lemon. Handball. Peter Kahn going it hard, Peter.
Peter Weir can't get it out. No one seems to want it. Who grabbed that? Can't grab it, couldn't get clear.
Ball
Now
again.
Ball up forward. Into the pocket, punched away by Heavy. Beautifully rowed by Keith Parsons. Nipper Parsons, a short pass to Herman. And Richard Herman on fire in the third quarter.
Kick it to your
Now
brother.
goes for a short one. Falls into no man's land.
Oh,
And Richard
kick it to
Herman to
his
snap.
brother.
Oh, he's hit it too much, hooked it too much. Out of bounds on the full.
And Lemon on his own in the goal square at the time. No, it's not out in the full.
Thanks, Graham.
Right. What a lovely call by that goal umpire there, running across, giving us the signal there, touching the toes. Boundary thrown in front of the VAFA insurances sign. Peter Wright, big hit down. Herman to the left foot, snaps.
What a goal! A beauty!
He's
He's made up.
player.
The third. Ian Herman's third goal. And Collegians go 10 goals straight, 60. Lead North Old Boys, 5-8-38, 22 points.
This is the sort of thing that we expect from Collegians, that they are a terribly skillful side. Handle the ball cleanly, hit their handballs cleanly, and
Oh.
shoot well. Yes, there's
On in the
a
goal square.
push and a shove in the goal square. Oh, the umpire, if you don't mind. Is it possible for Payne to report a goal umpire? I'm not sure of that. But by gee, there's a goal umpire down there. He won't be here next Saturday.
No will we unless it's a draw.
Could be a draw. I tip this.
Ingleton gets it forward.
Considine.
Tackle. Good tackle by Lemon. And Collegians running well now. This is Parsons onto the left foot. Looking for Herman. Oh, Richard.
Big feet.
Chance. Headley with him. Over to Tregear. Tregear from the angle. He's put it through. That's 11. Collegians cannot believe it. Tregear, his first. And North increased their lead. So Collegians increased their lead to 28 points at the 12-minute mark. And someone's coming out of the centre with a bit of an injury. Who's that? It's Steve Hibbert.
Obviously playing more confidently
Here's
now.
Tregear, the replay from the angle. Left foot, speared it through about head height for their 11th goal.
North rattled. Free kick to Pollock. Miss kick. Considine. Hand pass to Luke Morse. Beats the tackle. Onto the right foot. Goes wide. Too wide. Out there wide.
Rowan
Rowan Atkinson. Taken by David Hoyle. Good hand pass. Pollock. Expanded with Shover onto his natural left foot. Not a good kick. I like this player. Always coming forward to the bad ball.
That's Keith Parsons, and here's a go. Tony Bomb slips up, gets up, hooks it over his shoulder. Not going good enough, but Ian Herman alone, the goal square, as marked, and will surely kick his 4th goal. 10 metres out on a slight angle. 13 minutes gone. If he kicks this, this will be their 7th goal in 13 minutes. He has, and it is. 12 goals straight. Collegians 72, North 58, 38. And there's the scoreboard. What about that, Bernie? Everyone was saying at half-time they thought Collegians North had the edge.
Yes, I think that was the general consensus. But Collegians are playing now the way they've played all season, the way they deserve to play in a final game, and it's good to see them putting it together. Very impressed with the centre half forward. Just
it's on at centre half back.
Another scrap.
Mark
Don't
Malone,
suppose Mark
that's no
Malone will be
surprise.
near it, would he?
No.
Oh, there he is. Jerome Griffin. He's
Showed
getting up. Umpire Horwood. It's wonder he didn't go in and throw a punch, taking a line from the goal umpire's performance before. I reckon if a goal umpire can push over, the field umpire ought to be at liberty to let fly with a right cross. Back to the centre bounce.
No free kick.
No free kick against umpire Horwood, nor should there
Will
be.
be right to Hoyle again. Right wins it. This time it's Keith Parsons. Hinchin's in there. Shover. Low. The ball up again. Free kick, no.
Strong play by this player.
Tony Carl. Looks to play on. I think he did. Oh.
Crucial player, Tony Carl played a good second quarter and North went well. Been quiet this quarter. North going badly.
Up to Baum. Intercepts nicely. Anticipated the play. Running with the flight of the ball. Good mark. Looking downfield for Ian Herman. On the flank. 15-metre penalty. Turnbull on Williams. Who will he look for? Baum is looking for Williams, calling for it centre half forward, but Paul Considine's in the spot. Considine knocks it clear. Penalty against technical one. The free to Williams.
Good call there too, Boothie.
No, it's Hinchin.
Hinchin. Not sure how he got it. The kick's going to land.
Tregear. I think it must have been someone holding Hinchin, preventing him from going for the mark. Thank you, Graham Dawson. He agrees. Greg Tregear played a couple of games with Essendon Reserves earlier in the year and kicked a goal just a couple of minutes ago on the run, lining them up from just inside the 45-metre line.
Any chance we're looking at Collegians' first point here, Boothie?
Bit of a chance.
I reckon there's a chance we're looking at their
He's
first
a beautiful
point.
kick, nevertheless.
There'll be an... no! He's bobbed it! You don't mind. Taking a well-earned drag on his Marlborough there.
There's the scoreboard. 13 goals straight, 78 Collegians. What's that, a 40-point lead over North? 5-8, 38. 15, nearly 16 minutes gone.
And in the VFA game, Williamstown have bolted away a 13 goal to 6 goal lead against Coburg. Western suburbs versus the northern suburbs, and the West coming out well on top there.
8 in 16 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Here it's the eastern suburbs versus the northern suburbs, with the eastern suburbs well on top.
Considine in ruck. That's a desperate move by North, but they need to. Griffin, high. Good mark to Hoyle. 33 is Irvine.
Tregear.
With him is Carl, but Tregear takes a mark. Feeds it off, and now they're running, aren't they? Lawson. Wide, looking for Williams. Awkward bounce.
Turnbull.
Not a quick player. Turnbull chips in, takes it over to relieve the pressure for North. Well, we'll catch our breath after that onslaught by Collegians.
The only word for it, Ross. A goal spree. And done beautifully
Turnbull
too.
from behind.
Hoyle again. Good player, Hoyle. Handball up the boundary line. That'll get caught. Fancy that.
Lemon. Nicely done, Luke Morse in the defence. Gets
There's
it
a
running.
Good hand pass. Beautiful hand pass.
Egan. Torpedo. Butero's in the van here. Don't let him around Peter Carter. He did, though. Butero into the pocket. Right from behind the big
certainly.
leg. Oh! It didn't quite
Didn't.
hold. Got the arms on it.
Griffin.
Griffin on the left foot. That's good for a defender. It's going to bounce through. Yes.
No.
Through, but on the wrong side of the post. One behind only. North's third point of the quarter. They started off with 2 quick points. And since then, it's been all the Lions. Greg Parsons putting it in. Hinchin unmarked. Should get around to the ball. Bounce the ball. Nicely done, Peter Wright. Side bump. No. Good tackle by Hinchin. Legged him. Good decision. And Peter Wright. Awkward looking kick into the pocket. Punched away by Lawson. For Lawson again, recovering well. Close to the line. Lawson grabs Jerome Griffith's foot and the ball and the ball up. 3 behind the kick, not 3 points. Hoyle.
Yes, they kick 3.
Carl, well
Behind,
tackled.
and that's
Oh, that's a tough
3
decision.
points.
That's a tough one. Gee, they're getting in hard now.
Yes, confidence sky high.
Hinchin from behind. Mitchell Walters. Good mark. It's good enough.
Good call, Boothie.
Will he centre it? He should do.
Ball drift towards the pocket. Need to be wider.
Peter Weir over the line for another throw in. At least North now have it in their attacking zone. Just inside the 45-metre line in the left forward. Mitchell Walters. Good mark. For Considine on the ball. With Pollock pushing and shoving. Newman gets it free. Lemon. Peter Wright tackled off the ball.
Oh,
Hibbert can't
right,
pick
if
it
you
back.
don't mind.
Didn't see it. What happened, Byrne? Ingleton could have been a throw, but I think the umpire was obscure.
Peter Wright, the tallest player on the ground, was tackled well by Lemon and decided he might just throw a strong round arm at him. Wasn't happy being tackled and may have connected with him in the stomach area, shall we say, Ross, or a fraction.
Oh, Mark de Conti. Bruno Conti on the wing. Tony Baum, unlucky not to give away the 15-metre penalty. But here's state player Bruno Conti with a long spiral punt.
Right.
Up to full forward. Right from behind. Good call. Malone beaten for it by Hibbert. Hibbert's now got it. Oh, knocked out of his hands. Peter Wright a chance. Tackled. Collegians defence doing well here. Good tackle. David Hoyle, superb. Throws Peter Weir to the ground. Ball up, calls the umpire.
Yes, despite the fact that it's the Collegians forward line that's done the damage this quarter, we shouldn't forget that in almost 3 quarters of footy, the Collegians backliners kept North Old Boys to 5 goals and done it with some strong, determined play. Here's another good example of it.
Well,
and he's allowed them to play on.
it's Ingleton on the wing.
Downfield almost, not paid. North
Oh,
should
that's
have
a free kick. No, it isn't. Egan just steps over the line for the free.
been. Luke Morse had a big round arm, or maybe at the ball, certainly got a lot closer to the head of young Nipper Parsons there than he did to the ball.
Both the last 2 weeks, Collegians have held their opponents to 11 goals. So it looks like they might do it this week. David Hoyle again, Malone on the mark.
Yes, I think you're right, Boothie. They do have a strong back line, and that was your comment on the game before it started, although I do have a feeling you might have selected North Old Boys.
I did. There's Carl. Short to
Conti.
Conti. On the left foot he'll go. Long at the back, Considine. Newman backs back into him. Good mark almost by Considine with one hand. The other held. Here's Peter Weir. Throws it out to Hibbert. Into the pocket. Hibbert. Missed by Greg Parsons.
Oh,
Smothered
unlucky. Considine on his own.
Here comes Peter Kahn. He's still on the ground. Gets a hand pass out. And
That's good running.
Good running
That's
by
good running.
the line.
Ian
Out to
Herman,
Ian
he'll
Herman.
handle it cleanly.
Who's he looking for up forward? Finds Simon Williams. Over the hand, and here's Pollock. Pollock from 80 metres out. Long to the square. Richard Herman grabs it nicely. Thought it was through. But skillful player, the Hailey Collegian. Brings it in, and he's lining up for his third goal. I think all kicked in this quarter.
No wonder Hailey have been in C grade for the last 14 years, Booth, if they keep sending the champion players down to Collegians.
Careful what you say. This will be this will go to Collegians archives.
Well, that's okay.
Put it through.
I didn't make any suggestions as to the reasons that they go to Collegians.
That's his third.
Other than
Richard
the fact
Herman.
that they're an A-grade club and a well-run A-grade club, Ross. I hope you wouldn't suggest that I'd be thinking anything else. A-section, is it? Oh, my God.
Right. That's the rule from the executive.
That's the
Richard
score,
Herman,
Boothie.
3. Ian Herman, 4. And the score. Collegians, 14 goals straight, 84. North Old Boys, 5-9, 39. That's
At this
a 45
stage, the Hermans
lead.
combined have kicked 3 points more than North Old Boys. And that's at the 22-minute mark of the third quarter.
Expert comments by Bernie Shee.
Put that
Ex-assistant
calculator.
coach
Put that
of
calculator away.
Here's Dom Butera with a mark at half forward. Oh, gives one to Peter Kahn, runs away with it.
Conti.
Sets it to Conti. Here's a chance for a goal. Straightens up. It's close.
Oh, free
Irvine
kick.
on the line.
Free kick to Newman.
What happened?
Considine holding him well before he came, trying to pull him away as a shepherd. It's not allowed.
Newman's short. Plenty of time to Hoyle. Oh, good tackle, Brownie.
Good tackle, good call.
Slightly cocky.
Tried to sell the dummy. Wasn't having anything of the sale.
Legged
Caught
him.
and caught badly. Maybe just caught him by the leg, but I reckon an excellent decision by umpire Horwood, despite one of the commentators here who doesn't think so. We'll agree to disagree as Brown, the West Coburg boy, lines it up and has missed. One behind, 1 point. North Old Boys, 5-9, 5-10, 40. Collegians, 14 goals straight, 84. Strong kick by Lawson, super kick of the ball, should have been a free kick paid, doesn't matter. Mark taken by Ingleton on the halfback flank in front of a quite large crowd here for an amateur final.
Crowd's buzzing. Tony Baum, good mark. And who comes in to look after him? Tony Egan. Tony Baum reaches for his nose.
It's Tony Carver or the modest. I thought he was trying to straighten up one or two of his teeth then.
Graham Dawson has a few words to say too. There's the kick for Herman. Oh, almost brought it down. Simon Williams roving well. Screws it round high. Pollock back into this with Peter Wright. Wright couldn't hold it. Here's Conti. Oh, gee, that's reportable, isn't it? Play on, calls the umpire. No free kick. He must have missed it. He did. Carl to Griffin. Punch away by Schober. And oh, this could be nasty. Mitchell is in hard. And there'll be a throw-in.
Not the bravest effort I've ever seen from
wasn't.
Bruno Conti. You're not going to pay yourself a free kick, I don't think.
I think it is definitely a free. Here's a throw-in. Peter Wright. Schober. Hoyle trying to get it out. Peter Weir
good
tackle.
tackle.
Could have been high, I think, and it was. Free to Peter Weir.
Don't agree.
Oh, I think it definitely got him around the shoulder. Johnny Horwood, experienced umpire. No hesitation giving that one. Here's a chance for Peter Weir to get North closer to goal. Wobbly punt. Considine from behind, holding Newman. Well contested by Newman. He's not paid that, has he?
He hasn't paid it, and I'd say Considine won't be happy at all. He doesn't mind giving the umpire a little bit of advice. Returns the ball.
Into time on.
Schober, Considine. Good goal there by Stephen Hibbett.
Steve Hibbett, the North president, gets one back for the Northerners, and that's their sixth goal. The score, North, 6-10-46, trail Collegians, 14 goals straight, 64,
84.
26 minutes.
Replay, quick hand to foot, Steve Hibbett, goal. And a quick shot there of the...
And his second goal, Steve Hibbett.
I think it is. Quick shot of the grandstand. An interested crowd. Centre bounce.
Crowd's buzzing.
Right.
Nowhere to
On
go.
the left foot.
No man's land. Lawson
Lawson,
over
Kahn,
his head.
Butera.
Handy goal would be
Play
for North
Butera.
here. Straightens up. Will he get the distance? Offline though, off hands, one behind. Gee, they had to be good to come back from here, Bernie.
Oh, yes, yes. Extremely difficult.
Pollock making a lead out here wide.
Parsons to Pollock.
And
Pollock
no
will
man
mark.
lead. They're running well, aren't
Yes, they are.
they? Up to Baum. Oh, good mark. Carl just had a knee on him. Looking short. Williams calling for it short, but Hinchin is with Egan. Right, good mark.
I think Baum may have been put onto Carl. I'm not sure, but he does seem to have been near him a lot in this quarter. And I think Khan may have gone to a wing.
Bad kick forward. Schober in the van. Considine late, but they missed it by a country mile. Hand pass to Newman.
Newman.
Looking for Beckford backing back with Headley. One-handed, gets it, spins out of trouble. Quick hand pass to Tregear. Onto the left foot, that's hard to say, with a mouthful of peanuts. Oh, good mark! Richard Herman, superb. Got the push in the back. Still enough skill, put the one hand up and brought it down. And a few smiling faces there.
Happy supporters there.
Sun comes out as well. Nearly 28 minutes gone. Richard Herman for his fourth. 35 metres out. Oh, I think he's missed it. And what sort of cheers do we call that?
Well, we'd always say ironic cheers, but not if they're booing. I don't think we can say ironic cheers. I think we could say good-natured booing might be what we'd throw.
Collegians first point, 14-185, North 6-11-47.
By G's kicked in well.
There's Baker. Lemon unlucky not to get the push. Here's a go for Carl, long hand pass. Mitchell Walters. Give it to him. Kick it. Brian Hanlon straightens up, puts it into the square, hoping Considine will mark. Oh, Rick Schober, the state fullback. Great mark. And they're moving, they're running. Out to Ingleton. 10 yards on Hanlon. Gets it scrubbily up to Tregear. Slips at the wrong moment. Good side bump. He's still there though. 3 North descend on it. Here's Turnbull. Can he line them up? Goes short.
Landed.
Into Griffin. But he's on an angle. He's on an angle, perhaps 60 degrees. The former fullback could put this through. He's a nice kick of the football. Couple of paces, stabs at it, as Peter McKenna would say, but good enough. Put it through. And that's North's second goal for the quarter, and Jerome Griffin's first. Scoreboard. North
Collegians 14-1-85. North Old Boys 7-11-53. Borchik onto the ground. Tony Carl off. Played a super first half, Tony Carl. Been very quiet in the second half. And I've noticed, even in the state game where he played a good game, he is a player that seems to die out of games. Murray Borchik probably just getting a bit slow, being a great amateur player, but he's back on the ground at almost the 30-minute mark of the third quarter. Right, down, taken by Weir. Handballed out, tackled too high, not paid. Gets a handball down towards full forward for North. Jerome Griffin a chance. Punched away. Butera off the hands, onto the left foot, shoots for goal, and a goal. Dom Butera, well played.
That's his first.
Bit of a rally by North Old Boys. Certainly need another goal before three-quarter time. North Old Boys, 8-11-59.
There it is on replay. Roved it well, snapped truly with the left foot as the goal umpire loses his hat. The lead down to 26 points.
Collegians
over 30 minutes.
North Old Boys 8-11, 30 and a half minutes into the third quarter. Centre bounce, right, and Pollock again. Contested knock. Conti. Walters. Ball up. Good effort by Newman again to tie the ball up there against a smaller player like Butera. Mark Hanbury, a worried coach. George Maloney, a more worried assistant coach.
They're on their feet there. Right again. Hanlon, a hurried one.
Considine.
On the left foot, he's not a great kick. It's high, into the square. Offhands it could be. Oh, that's a goal, is it?
No.
Wrong side of the post. One behind. 8-12-60 North Old Boys. 25 points in arrears of Collegians. 14-1-85.
That kick indicated that the wind is probably still favouring that end despite the super quarter by Collegians. But my predictions on the wind haven't been all that good.
To Tregear. Good mark.
Kick.
Lovely kick, lovely mark. Oh, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving in. Peter Weir's there. But Tregear gets up. Turnbull minding Williams, centre half forward. Graham Dawson calls him to kick it wide and slow it down. He kicks it wide, but Megan didn't quite hold it up high.
Lemon, free kick. Trip.
He's looking for a hand pass. Sights a kick. And it's siren time. Three-quarter time. 25-point lead to the Lions. 14-1-85, North Old Boys. 8-12-60, North with still a chance. Well, we'll be back for the last thrilling quarter in a short time.
We have got to go just like we did halfway through that quarter. When every one of you dived in after the ball, just dive in after it. If you come up with it, fine, then worry about doing something with it. But you've got to dive in after it. That second quarter, a repeat of that, and we're in real stride. So there's not going to be any of that rubbish, is there? Come on! You've got 30 minutes to one of the greatest nights you ever have in your life.
Think about this.
Only a few nights like that. Getting married's one, but football premierships are just the same. You don't forget them. You don't forget them, and they don't come along that often. So here's a chance for you to have one of the greatest nights you ever had in your life. All it requires is 30 minutes, dedication, concentration, perseverance, and what we were talking about at half-time. Something that you showed all these people in that quarter, and don't you appreciate it? They loved that quarter, and I did too, and I'm sure you did.
One more like
There is another one left in you. There's another one of those left in you. I know there is because you've shown it before. There is one more of those left in you for the year, and that's all it has to be. One quarter of absolute desperation. Desperation. Fight tooth and nail. That extra 10%, now's when it counts.
Come on, boys!
Where are you, Rooter?
Come on, Roo!
Where's Roo Wright? He's here. He probably can't yell, he's at the back of the pack there. But this 30 minutes is for Roo. Hard to the ball. Hit the ball hard.
Come on! Come on, Amy. Come on, Amy. Come on. Come on! Keep it going now. 30 minutes. Come on. Come on. Come on, Andy. Come on.
It really was. I hope they do it.
In readiness for the final quarter of the A section grand final 1986, Collegians hold a 25-point lead after a 9-goal third quarter. Johnny Horwood about to put the ball into play.
Considine in ruck. Newman. Considine takes it, tackled, spills, loose ball, spilling ball. Free kick, North Old Boys, Luke Morse. Umpire was just looking to play a free kick there to break the game up. Umpire Irwin, all players keen to go in hard at the start of the last quarter. Strong kick, Morse. Schober, Brown, Weir, good play, Collegians. Off the ground, Hanlon, high kick. Pollock or Schober? Pollock. Thanks, Boothie. Pollock about centre half back, deep in defence. Strong kick towards the wing.
Ooh.
Good mark there by Tregear.
Strong sunshine, not much wind now.
Not as much wind there. He'll be looking.
Greg
Parsons.
Parsons.
The ball, Parsons.
Plenty of time.
Good player, Parsons. Broke the tackle
Oh,
well.
Bickford,
Bickford almost could have made it, I would have thought. Ball up.
Yeah.
Thought Bickford almost could have made it to that mark if he'd have read it a bit better off the boot.
Goal there, it would have been all over, Bernie, I reckon.
25 points, a handy lead, but 30 minutes to go.
Or could bounce to the new footy.
Williams fumbles, pushed off the line of the ball. Brown, beautiful hand pass. Connie, right foot, poor kick. Weir, Hawkswell, handball to Connie, he'll be caught.
Good tackle. Oh, superb tackle.
Thought it could have been holding the ball. Oh, umpire paid a fiffing little free kick there to push him the back.
Rowan Atkinson. Rowan Atkinson in the pocket. Looking for Peter Wright. He's in front.
Wright.
Oh, missed it. got both hands to it, couldn't hold it, now gathers up on the ground. Get a tackle in, Schober, he does. Now he pays holding the ball.
Good decision.
And here comes Schober, looking for Hinchin, but it'll be Williams and Turnbull. Williams in front, to ground, Tregear, beautifully rode. Get it on, son, he does. Good hand pass to Keith Parsons. Parsons to Newman, Newman inboard, centres it, Richard Herman, oh, it's going to be all clear. Yes, Herman. Too athletic.
Play by Collegians. Excellent play by Schober. All started though because Wright again, almost uncontested, dropped a mark in the goal square. Certainly dropped a lot of marks today, Peter Wright. Got his hands to them, even dropped chest marks earlier in the game.
Here it is, here's the centre. Dave Baker in front of Herman. And Herman kicks his 4th goal. That's Richard Herman, his brother Ian has 4. And Collegians increased the lead to 31 points. 15-1-91, North Old Boys 8-12-60. That goal coming just before the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, certainly neat play by the Collegians then, and a lovely kick by Newman to drift the ball across towards the front of the goal. Well read by Richard Herman. Talented player, under 19 player. Hasn't played all that many games with Collegians, I don't think, this year, has he, Ross?
No, he's played a few games in the under-19s, but he's been in and out.
They must have
him back for the preliminary final.
They must have a fairly keen under-19s coach down there at Collegians, haven't they?
I believe they do. Hip it off. Be careful what we say, Bernie.
Certainly.
Edwards on for North Old Boys.
Certainly. Oh, I think the boys can appreciate the humour of that at the 3-minute mark with a 31-point lead.
They only lost 2 games for the year, Bernie. Considine.
3.
Hinchin.
Oh, the under-19s.
Here's Williams in the van, run at the ball. Oh, it doesn't get an awkward bounce. He's not quick. Slips it out to Ian Herman. This is a goal for sure. No worries. Ian Herman. That's his 5th. And the Herman brothers cutting North Old Boys to pieces. Beautifully balanced player. North trail now by 37 points at the 4-minute mark, final quarter.
Yes, beautiful goal that by Ian Herman. He's
Here
been an
it is
excellent
again.
player. Williams
Quick, slips it out to Ian Herman. This is
Ian
a
Herman
goal for
onto
sure.
the left foot.
No
Good
worries.
skills.
Ian Herman. That's his
Lovely
5th.
goal.
Penalty free kick.
Free
to
kick to
Collegians.
Collegians. Pollock.
A long vomit for sure.
Yes.
See the
Day's
look
been
on his
held up.
brow.
Day's been held up. Time for a
No,
long
he
kick.
doesn't.
Good football.
Hoyle from the hand pass. Herman at the back again.
And
Baker in
Wilmar.
front.
Oh,
Didn't quite. Headley. Oh, tackled crudely. And the free kick he gets. Mick Headley.
Pick 'em up!
Nowhere to go.
Pick 'em up!
Griffin calling for it. Pollock from behind punches down. Drove by Hoyle. Oh, this will go to be close. Herman Shepherd's off, and it's through. And Collegians can do nothing wrong. David Hoyle kicks his 3rd goal. And Bruce Ferguson is still having a go at the 5-minute mark. Collegians 17-1-103. North Old Boys 8-12-60. 43-point lead for the Lions. Here it is again. Shepherd's off, and it's through.
Very impressed with David Hoyle. Did a lot of the hard work early when the game was nice and tight, and now being part of the finishing off process.
Peter Wright and Pollock. Sharked by Griffin. Backhanded by Pollock. Hinchin. Give it out to Tony Baum, just in front of him. Will it bounce for him? Tony Carl for North, pressuring him. Baum gets it. Puts it into Richard Herman. He's got it. No, play on, calls the umpire.
I'd like to see that on replay, Boothie. I reckon there's a fair chance that was a mark.
Well, under the circumstances, a pretty fair
Good
decision.
decision, umpire Irwin. Young fella done a good job in his first A section final.
Here it is.
Grand final.
Not close enough, though.
Not close enough.
Rush through for behind. And the boos again for the Collegians minor score, 17-2-104. North 8-12-60. 6 minutes gone, final quarter. David Baker, the schoolboy, puts it high to Considine, outnumbered 2-1. Peter Wright roving, the big fellow. Hinchin through with strength. Pollock, but Hoyle first. High it goes. Bickford in front. Who's roving? It's Tregear. It's Ingleton.
Ooh.
Griffin onto the left foot. That was skillful, but it's found Peter Kahn. Gets an awkward bounce. Butera. Can he pick it up? He overruns it. Newman. Hand pass out forward for his side. Doesn't go anywhere, as Bernie says. And here's Hanlon. Something on behind play. Hanlon kicks it to Butera. They're settled back there, and the ball coming up forward. Good mark, but a free kick to Lawson.
Holding the arm.
He'll give it to Parsons. He's looking to. He's thinking about it. But he goes short to Pollock. And a lot of Lions players now loose. Khan on centre wing. No one near him. Carl just let him get the 10 metres, and he was found easily. Peter Khan. Herman making a lead on half forward. It's going to bounce just in front of him. Gathers nicely. Oh, well played by Turnbull.
Hanlon, perhaps.
Hinchin away. Pollock away. And here's Shaber. He's played well. Nipping in. Oh, good tackle. He didn't have the ball, though, and gives it away to Paul Considine. Puts it onto this top side. Conti trying hard to lift North. Shouldn't have waited for it, but he's going to get away with it okay. Centering it. He's got to. Oh, he's put it down his throat. Irvine off hands. Rowan Atkinson straightens, and he's missed him, I think.
No.
Yeah, has he?
Oh.
No, he hasn't. Well, not a good judge. Rowan Atkinson. That's his first goal. And North move on to 9-12-66. Still trailing Collegians 17-2. 104. What's the difference there? 38 points.
Pat Finnery there, a worried man. North Old Boys supporter.
Rowan Atkinson straight.
Legion supporters would be pretty happy at this stage of the game, looking for their first premiership since first A-grade premiership since 1961, and it would certainly be well deserved, both on the way they've played today and on the way they've played during the year. There'd be very few people that support amateur football that wouldn't feel pleased for Ferguson. Been a great coach, Bruce Ferguson, and deserves the success that it looks like he's about to get.
And honorary at that. There's Egan trying to lift North. Parsons pushes him out of the way. Here's Mitchell Wallace, shows a turn of speed. Up forward. Grant Newman backing back. Edwards gets a hand on it. Shaber through. Fumbles it. Good hand pass to Lawson. Plenty of time. Into the centre. You'd like that, Bernie.
Yes, lovely hand pass.
Khan. Oh, that's
Sets
great.
up the
Pollock.
play.
Pollock gets forward. Williams. Oh, run away from it. Through comes Mark Malone. He kicks high. Shaber at the back will punch away. He does. Here's Irvine. Strength, and they're playing very confidently. An awkward kick. It's going to fall in front of Carl, was it? Couldn't control it. And now here's North. Good tackle by Hinchin and Williams. And on 2 counts he's caught with the ball, and the free goes to Williams. Gee, they're tackling.
They are tackling very hard. Not too much talk about this honorary coaches, if you don't mind, Boothie. It's a very difficult job, and people deserve to be paid for it.
There's a lead to Herman. Oh, good mark, son.
If Bruce Ferguson chooses to be the exceptions, well, congratulations to him.
He's got to sell a few cakes, though.
Yes, as he certainly does.
What a beautiful pass from...
I thought you were going to say what a
Simon
beautiful
Williams.
pasty for a minute there. I thought we were going to give an advertisement for Ferguson.
It's 10 and 9, it's all right. And they're paying their $500. So Simon Williams, a fullback, with a superb pass into Richard Herman, going for his 5th goal. But he's hooked it. Cries from the crowd to take him off. There's Bruce Ferguson, urging his charges on. Won't relax till the siren.
10-minute mark. 104 to 66.
I suppose it's
Almost insurmountable lead. Collegians playing better, kicking to the better end, and well in front.
worth mentioning that Ross Oakley played in Collegians' last premiership, A section, 1961, the VFL commissioner, and he's here today watching. Free to Tony Baum, and the 15-metre penalty. Should be another one. Must be another one. Oh no, it's gone. Well, Carl off.
Carl.
Getting terribly confused. Carl up forward. Brownie. Good night. Steve Bickford off. Peter Wolf on. There's a kick by Brown, drifting on the right side of the post, and North kick their 10th goal. That's through Jared Brown. Been a good player, Bernie.
He has been a good player. Died out of it in the second half, as of most of his teammates, but by and large, he has been one of their better players.
That's Jared Brown's first goal, and North 10-12-72. Trail Collegians 17-3-105 after 11 and a half minutes.
Steve Bickford played a strong game on the forward line. Hasn't had a lot of possessions, but did a lot of the strong work, and terrific to see Wolf get a chance. Nothing better than getting a chance to get on the ground and be part of the grand final team, not spend that whole 120 minutes just warming the bench.
Any
well
relation
done,
to Peter, Jim?
Wolfie. What's that one, Ruthie?
I might be wrong. I won't repeat it. Peter and the Wolf.
Peter the Wolf. That's right. Peter the Wolf.
There's Atkinson up forward. Considine knocks it forward. Falls for Edwards, and Brown again. On his right foot though. Good tackle. chance for Hibbert on the left foot. Good enough? No.
Point.
Would have been a handy one. Very handy. 10-13, 73, North Old Boys. Collegians, 17-3, 105. There's the crowd, big shot of the crowd there on the hill. Steve Lawson, the Carlton Reserves runner, unavailable last week. Carlton Reserves in the flag, in the finals, but available this week. Up high, underneath it they were. Knocked by Shover on Egan. Parsons trying to break here. Was he legged or was he holding the ball? That's a good one, and Peter Weir didn't like that decision. Should have got the free, he claims. And he's going to speak to him, because I could see a beautiful shot by the Channel 9 cameras on that one of Peter Weir saying a few words to umpire Horwood.
Johnny Horwood.
Johnny Horwood.
Done a good job too, Johnny Horwood.
Pollock and Atkinson. Oh! That's pretty tough.
He's trying to wrench his arms free, Booth. He couldn't get clear, holding the ball.
Atkinson.
Considine.
Khan.
Khan.
Parsons.
Oh,
Could have been a free.
Free kick.
Pollock up
Parsons.
forwards. Williams, and here's the chance for
Here's
Peter
Peter
Wolf
the Wolf.
on the left foot. Out on the full.
Well, I suppose he was happy to get on and get a chance, Boothie, to be part of the Collegians
You'll be
bench.
watching this with the rest of them. David
And
Hoyle,
so
well
he should
played.
be.
Here's
Here
a
he
go
is.
to
He's
Peter
in
Wolf.
again.
Do something, son. Knock it on. Well done. He ran hard at the ball. Here's Williams. Keith Parsons. Williams gets it
Good
out.
play, Williams.
Tony Baum.
Tony Baum. Not a bad
Back to
player,
Lemon.
Tony Baum.
Looking for Richard Herman in front. Baker from behind. Oh, Herman, superb mark by the kid. Beautiful poise and balance. Gets a one hand on it, but still there for the second round.
Too good. Too much talent. Been a good discipline unit since half time.
Shooting for his fifth. Good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough, Richard Herman. That's his fifth goal. His brother has 5. Collegians 18-3, 111. As we see that on replay, here's the mark. Oh, it was not good.
Beautiful mark.
David
Beautiful mark.
Baker there.
Lovely use of body. Good hands.
Completely outpointed. 18-3, 111. Collegians North Old Boys 10-13, 73. What's that? A 38-point lead at the 14 and 3/4 minute mark.
Yes, I don't think there are too many problems for Collegians now, and as I said before, and I will continue to say until the end of the game, a well-deserved win coming up by Collegians after a super season.
Yeah, that was an important goal too.
And that was a very important goal too, Boothie. Thank you. Thank you. I like you to thank Ross Booth for his help. He's been very helpful all day.
Now Roberts about to come back on, and he'll come off. Leading goal kicker with 83 for the season, before today. Hasn't got one yet. Newman's there.
Ball up.
Jared Bound, who else on the bottom for North?
And I'd make the same comment about Roberts. Terrific to see Bruce Ferguson bringing him back on. He played reasonably well early, although they might have been a fraction top heavy in the forward line. He's going to bring him back on and give him a chance to feel a part of what's going to be a great Collegians victory.
Free marked by Greg Parsons, and then the
Good player,
the
Greg
15-minute penalty.
Parsons.
Beautiful kick.
Super kick.
Backing
Williams.
into it as Williams. Good mark, son. Good mark. It's been a good move to have him up on the ball with a bit of strength, rather than at full back.
I think
Short pass, Lemon.
I think you're right, Boothie, and I don't think there's any doubt that one of the reasons they're going to have a good win is just because they lost the second semi-final, forced them to have a rethink about their team.
Keith Parsons comes off to allow Ian Roberts back on the ground. There is Keith Parsons, 29, running around to the Collegians bench.
That's then resulted in the manning up of the 3 North Old Boy tall players, as we mentioned earlier.
Oh, he's kicked it. Loud for the win beautifully to Jeff Lemon. Put it through, and Collegians kick another. Jeff Lemon, that's his second. And Collegians 19-3, 117. North Old Boys 10-13, 73. That's easy to work out, 43 points.
Bruce Ferguson, learning from the loss in the second semi-final, was able to line up Williams on Turnbull, which meant he wasn't on the taller Peter Wright, Pollock onto Wright, and Newman onto Considine. He also seemed to have Khan playing a little bit closer to Carl early in the game, and all the moves have worked and worked extremely well.
Pollock wins it.
Williams,
Lemon. Tony Baum drops it. Through comes, is it Malone with a red tape on his boots. Up high. Newman from behind punches down. Griffin. Pollock with him. Tries to get it out. He does. Now Herman. Great skills. Good smother by Borsic. Peter Wright getting ready to come back on the ground. Number 3, the big ruckman. Good shot of him there.
What number?
And who's off? It's 21. That's
Baker.
David Baker, the fullback. And
David Baker Finch, isn't it, Boothie?
David Baker playing on Richard Herman. Richard Herman got on top in the second half, and Mark Hanbury making a move. Better late than never. 18 minutes gone, final quarter. Ball in Collegians' northern forward pocket. Lemon, Roberts a chance. Can he screw it over his shoulder? Oh, shoulder for a goal. Close as it touched. Off the ground!
Oh, no!
Richard Herman.
Kicked into the post.
Ready? Well,
Not happy. I think he could see that he might have more goals than his older brother at that stage, Boothie. He's disappointed, boy.
Jeff Lemon off. Keith Parsons back on. There's a quick interchange. Ball kicked in. Good mark. Considine in front of Newman. Considine plays on. Hoyle. Oh, goes in hard. Knocks the ball clear and Newman gathers in. Tap on for Peter Wolf. He's going to kick a goal. He's got some score in the grand final. Peter Wolf gets the applause from the Collegians fans here as he takes part in this grand final win. 20 goals for, 124 Collegians. North Old Boys 10-13-73.
Peter Wolf.
He's got some score in the grand final. 19 minutes gone in the final quarter. Johnny Horwood. Newman. Hoyle off the ground. Williams at centre half forward now. Herman low. Griffin. Oh, gee. You agree with that one, Bernie?
Didn't see that, Boothie. Sorry, I was looking further down the
I didn't
ground.
think there was much in it. It probably was a free kick, but I don't think it was all that rough.
20-minute mark, 20 goals for Collegians, 10-13 North Old Boys. Had some very good players today, Collegians. Certainly Ian Herman. Ian Herman's been a super player. Tregear's been an excellent player. Who's the Parsons that plays on the back line, Boothie?
Greg Parsons.
Greg Parsons, been a good player.
Here he is, 22.
Here he is, good player. Almost broke the tackle. The other player I've been very impressed with has been David Hoyle. As I've said a few times, did a lot of the strong work early in the game and now has been part of the finishing off for them. The tall players have done well. Newman's done an excellent job on Considine. Pollock's worked hard on Wright, and Williams has done well on Turnbull. In fact, Williams has given the forward line a little bit of added strength. And then, of course, the younger of the two Hermans, Richard Herman, done an excellent job at full forward. There we're down near another player there who's also been a good player, and I reckon he's one of the best players playing amateur football, and that's Rick Schober. Excellent, strong player. May perhaps just lack a yard of pace to go on and play better footy, but that's all that he'd be lacking. Plenty of courage, good hand passer, kicks well, good idea where players are around him. Certainly been a star-studded lineup today. I guess the only surprise is that they did happen to lose a final game, because other than that, they've had a magnificently consistent year and deserve their success. Small players have done well too. Nipper Parsons has been a good player.
There he is.
He's just nipped in there and got it. The other blondie whose name I can never remember, Jeff Lemon's been a good player.
Newman
There's
to
Newman,
Tregear.
the good hand passer. Tregear chips to the pocket, out on the full.
Nearly 22 minutes. There's shot of Mark Hanbury, and seeing this premiership elude him.
Lawson, been a strong player in the back pocket. He's a good player, Lawson. Feature of his game has been his superb kicking.
Malone trying to lift the team. Go for a bounce. Well shepherded by Headley. Dummies around. Now kicks into the centre. Looking for Morse. Rowan Atkinson. Good mark to Pollock. Plays on. Ingleton. On the left foot. Spears a pass to Roberts. Good mark. And Egan there to stop him from playing on. Oh. Oh, he played on. Oh, now that's a... I don't know what's going on, but he's going to be a ball up.
Stuart Kinchin, the captain, hasn't been a high possessions player, but does a lot of the hard work, adds a lot of spirit around the ball, and he'd be pleased with the way he's led his team today.
There's Owen, puts it down. Punch forward by Considine. Greg Parsons. Backing up a shaver, keeps it in front of him, that's good play. Spears it out to Hoyle. Hoyle looks for Keith Parsons and finds him. He gives it to Tregear onto the left foot. Well smothered by Egan, I think it was. And Peter Wright, still battling his heart out, holds the ball up.
Another Collegians player, Peter Kahn, the South Australian recruit, did an excellent job in the first 10 minutes of the game when it was important for Collegians to get a bit of confidence, establish a little bit of a pattern in the game. Kahn was an excellent player in the first 10 minutes, was a little bit quieter after that, but since he's gone to wing and half-back flank, has continued to do well.
Here's a go for Ingleton. Gets it out to Ian Herman, straightened on the left foot. How good is this? Just offline. And Collegians will move along to 20 goals for 125. 25-125. Leading North 10-14-74. That's a 51-point lead after 23 and a half minutes. Not far from time on. Turnbull puts it in. Considine in front. Punched away by Newman. Ingleton gets a beautiful bounce. Must kick a goal. Shepherded through by Wolf. Well played, son. And Ingleton kicks his second goal, and Peter Wolf, another little touch to make the day worthwhile for him.
Quite right, Truthy, and well called too. Well called. Yes, they've certainly given a fine exhibition of how to play the game, Collegians, and the 21 goals 5 is just indicative of their high level of skill and the fact that they're prepared to share the ball round in the forward line. An excellent performance.
Lehman back on, Keith Parsons off.
Thank God there's only one of them on the ground, Boothie.
What about North? Ben?
Well, I guess,
players?
yeah, congratulations to North for making the final, but they really are undermanned. In the first half of the game, Peter Wright looked dangerous. The two smaller players, Tony Carl and Gerard Brown, constructive players. Brian Hanlon did a lot of good work, as did Peter Weir. Conti running out of the back line at times, but overall certainly have been outclassed today. But those small, medium-sized players that got in hard at the ball were very good early in the game. But as the game's unfolded, Collegians have been able to use their skill to just be too quick and too skillful for North Old Boys. Gerard Brown, one of their better players, to Carl, one of their better players early in the game. Poor kick.
Greg Tregear is a right footer, but he often kicks beautifully on that left foot. Peter Wright gives Williams a bit of a shove, and Simon gives him a little run and gives him a pat in the back. Said, I didn't mean it. Go and have a kick. Peter Wright looking for Rowan Atkinson, is it? Behind Considine. Robewell Griffin. Hurried kick. Darren Edwards pushing and shoving, trying to get the front position. Well, Rove Brownie on the left foot. This could be close. He hooks a little bit, and Irvine comes charging through and just misses at the behind post. Into time on by 45 seconds as Carl comes off, and
Gary Irvine, he's a player I don't know a lot about, Booth. He's done a pretty solid job
Very
back there in
solid
defence,
defender.
hasn't he? Yes.
good play Schober. Oh, lovely by Hoyle. It fell beautifully picked up by Greg Tregear. He looks for Richard Herman down forward, up forward. Oh, almost got that one. Could have been held. Turnbull did a good job. And Turnbull takes it over the line. Oh, he almost did, but he didn't. Who's that? Malone. Oh, that's strong play. Chased by Boom. Good play. Good gutsy fighting play by Mark Malone. This is Hanlon. Go for a run. One bounce. He could get about 4 in here if he's good enough. 2, 3.
Jeff Lemon struggling to
He
chase
gets 3
there.
now. He kicks. Luke Morse from behind. Oh, pushes him out. A bit obvious on Steve Lawson. Don't suspend yourself, Chris Pollock, getting involved in that for next year. That's lovely play, Luke Morse. Great sportsmanship. You can't call it any other way when they're like that, Bernie.
Oh, you certainly
really,
can't.
right there. He was,
And you being a keen Collegians supporter, I mean, you have to smile when you call them like that. I don't mind you calling them, but what about the smile? Strong play in the centre of the ground. Khan, caught, paddles the ball forward. Brown will end up with the ball.
I'm speechless, Bernie.
I know.
27 minutes gone. 131 to 75.
It's been, I've had a pretty solid interest in the A-grade scene for about 10 or 11 years now, and there's no team deserved a premiership more than this team of Collegians. And I say that because of their consistently brilliant performances during the year. If they hadn't have won the premiership this year, not only would they have been disappointed, it would have been a miscarriage of justice. But we don't always get justice in grand finals, but I would say today we're going to get the justice they deserve.
Now, North President Steve Hibbett with a chance for his third goal.
He's had a check, a $500 check in his left boot there, Boothie, to pay
shot.
for the
Pretty
TV
good shot by
coverage.
Steve Hibbett, a beauty too, and that's his third. From the ruck rover, half forward, come utility player, and North reduced the deficit to 50 points at the 28-minute mark.
Belated.
But you go to the final siren. That's what I was always taught.
Yes, quite
There's
right.
Gary Irvine
Sure.
on Steve Hibbett. Collegians being asked to answer that one, urged on by Stuart Hinchin, David Hoyle and Grant Newman in the centre.
Coburg defeated in the VFA Grand Final. Bruce Ferguson would be disappointed about that because he's a man that had a bit of experience out there at Coburg with his great mate Colin Kinnear. Good win by Willie, 17-9 to 14-14. We're at the 28.5-minute mark of our game down here. Collegians 131, as Boothie said, leading by 50 points.
Falls for
Joey
Hinchin.
Kinchin.
The ball burster. Richard Herman, can you mark it? Yeah, no, well played Turnbull, gets a hand in. He's doing a good job there on Richard Herman, but he looks dangerous. There's Bruce Ferguson, looking a little bit relaxed, pursing the lips. There's a bit of a grin there.
Smile.
Yes, he can afford to grin now.
Well-deserved smile.
Can't be long to go, and there's the cameraman down there ready to get the shot in at siren time. Peter Wolf
Brown,
trying.
Wolf.
Well done, Brownie. Herman centres the ball. Richard Herman in front, punched away by North. Coming through is Roberts, and he gave away the free.
Kick to Malone.
And Malone, in sportsmanlike fashion, gives him a pat on the head. Now that's silly, boys. Nothing much in that. Take it easy.
I think we're just trying to give the commentators something to talk about at this stage, Boothie. We've given that scoreboard a pretty fair workout in the last quarter, as were our instructions from our director, our genial director.
Oh, England up high from behind. Hanlon in front. You like this player, Bernie. Good hand pass. Gee, that's skillful. The Jared Brown.
Not a bad player, but they have done well on both wings, Collegians. Ingle and Tregear being excellent players.
Bad bounce there for North. Gathered by Khan, who finds Lemon. Lemon to Hinchin. Didn't land. Hinchin with strength. He's caught. Gets one high. Bit lucky. And looking to play on. Bruno Conti grabs him. And there'll be a 15-metre penalty. Almost siren time in the grand
ball
final.
burster here, Boothie.
He'll
Get
have a
ready,
go.
lad, boy. No,
There it is.
no,
Oh,
no.
it's almost a ball burster. The crowd loved it. Wolfie from
Wolfie,
behind.
oh,
Wolfie's
he
got it.
fucked it.
And he makes figure even more in this final.
Good call,
Quarter.
Boothie.
Wolf on the boundary line. 30 minutes, 40 gone. Hooked it. Not good enough. 21 goals, 6-1-3-2. Collegians, North Old Boys, 11-15, 81. All players, I think, ready for this final siren. Turnbull puts it in. That's a tied kick. Considine, fed out by Egan. This is Mick Headley. Something behind the play. Hoyle and
Conti and Hoyle, yes.
Didn't
Yes.
see it.
Exchanging pleasantries,
Leslie,
both round about the
inviting
elbow
him-
area.
Inviting him
Yes.
to the barn dance. wasn't it?
Yes, that's
Right.
right.
There's Walters to Egan. Hoyle, great tackle. Well done, Egan. Oh, he's caught high. No. Free kick, holding the ball.
And although the free kick went to Ian Herman, there's no doubt that his initial momentum was broken by a strong tackle by David Hoyle, and it's typical of the way that player's played all day.
Well played Malone. In trouble. It's all over.
There's Bruce Ferguson. Just there with Nipper Parsons. Ross Booth just heading off down now to do some interviews down on the ground. A one-sided game after half-time. Collegians 21-6, 132. North Old Boys 11-15, 81. is Bruce Ferguson being congratulated by very excited Collegian supporters. As I said earlier on, they've waited 25 years since their last A-grade premiership. A quarter of a century is a long while to wait, but it makes the premiership all the more exciting when you win it. Congratulations, Collegians. Congratulations, Bruce Ferguson. Stewie Kingston, the captain. The two Hermans, excellent players. They're the Collegians now in the middle of the ground. A song there from a very happy group of Collegians players. They're entitled to be pleased with themselves. It's been a magnificent season for them, season 1986, and a magnificent win today. There's some tired players. They're entitled to be tired. They ran hard, they ran strongly at the ball, particularly in the second half of the game, and they've got their just rewards. There's a disappointed North Old Boys camp. Mark Hanbury talking to them now. Champagne being broken out by the Collegians players to help celebrate their win. I dare say they'll down a beer or two tonight. Yes, they're getting right into the spirit of things to try and squirt other people with it, but he squirted himself in the eye. Not quite as accurate as he's kicking. Ian Herman, super game. His brother at full forward, a focal point all day. And as I mentioned earlier, the tall players did an excellent job on the people that they were assigned to pick up. That was onto Turnbull, Williams onto Turnbull, Pollock onto Wright, and Newman onto Considine. They did an excellent job. There's the Collegians there with their club song. Bruce Ferguson in the middle of it. There's the popular coach. The cake and pasties manufacturer. Doesn't look as though he eats too many of them, Bruce. Doesn't carry all that much excess weight. George Maloney, disappointed players here from North Old Boys. Looking a bit shell-shocked. It's bad enough to lose grand finals, but to be thrashed in them is even worse. Still, they did a great job to get to the grand final, North Old Boys, with a very young side. Collegians players milling around, just waiting for the official presentation here. VAFA officials, Tony O'Callaghan there, getting the rostrum organised, getting the presentation area organised. Steve Lawson there, happy player, and so we ought to be. Runners-up medals. Tony Egan, gutsy player, good strong runner out of the back line.
Tony Egan, the back flanker, Mick Headley. Well, back pocket.
Tony Carl.
Tony Carl, North centre man, played a good game today.
David Baker.
David Baker, the schoolboy. Full back, Richard Herman.
Mark
Richard played on
Malone.
top of him at the end of that game. Mark Malone played their last premiership in 1982. Can manage a
Peter
smile.
Weir.
Peter Weir, the rover, never gave up trying. In fact, you could say that for all of the north side.
Jared Brown.
Jared Brown, great game today by Brownie.
Bruno Conti.
Bruno Conti, half-back, wingman. Superb game from him today too.
Mitch Walters.
Mitch Walters from Duntroon. Nice goal he kicked at one stage.
Paul Considine.
Paul Considine, big heart by Conno.
Darren Edwards.
Eggy, the forward pocket rover.
Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson.
Ian Turnbull.
Ian Turnbull rucked for most of the day, allowing Peter Wright to play up forward and Paul Considine to play in defence.
Brian Hanlon.
Brian Hanlon on the wing. Good game from him.
Peter Wright.
Peter Wright, always dangerous up forward.
Mauro Borsic.
Mauro Borsic, been a grand player in amateur football over the years.
Luke Morse.
Luke Morse. Rover played some time in the finals in defence, and then at the end of the game was up forward.
Dominic Butera.
Dom Butera. Played in a couple of North Melbourne premierships.
Stephen Hibbert, interchange player and president of North Cowboys.
And Steve Hibbert, what a fine effort by him. Manages a smile.
Club secretary Matt Purcell. Treasurer David Moore.
Yeah. Score that 50. Matty? Disappointed. Just that burst of 8 goals in 16 minutes was just a bit too much to handle. It came from nowhere.
Their skills are excellent, you know.
The talk around at the half-time seemed to be that you had the edge. A really good second quarter. Hard at the ball and just seemed to have them.
I just think we had all the play and we just only be 6 points. Yes, really wasn't enough.
Yes, they kicked straight and you did have a lot of play.
Yeah, but no, taking anything away from them, no. Certainly got, their foot skills and hand skills are excellent. But we weren't disgraced.
No,
but,
gave it your best shot.
Six runners up since 75. We're getting a bit sick of it.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Matt. So you're 76 and 82.
76 and 82.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot for your cooperation.
Thanks.
Here we are, the Collegians team. Big cheers for them. Jerome, well luck.
Oh.
Gary Irvine.
Yeah, well, they've done it all year. They played, 10 or 15 minutes of football in that third quarter. I think that was the one that won it for them. They got the break. Try and tell me anyone who can kick 27 shots and kick 21 goals out of 27 shots. They slot the ball around well, and it's had lack of concentration by us. In that third quarter. It's a very hard game. They certainly deserve the win. They've had an excellent season. I thought our boys played it right out. We just probably made a few blues, but I thought the Collegians deserved the win. They were first in for the ball. It was a very, very hard game, I must admit. A very hard game.
Well played.
Thanks, Ross.
Thanks, Jerome. It was Jerome Griffin, the captain of North Old Boys. Peter Khan walked into the Old Melburnians' rooms. Walked into the Collegians' rooms after looking for the Collegians for the Old Melburnian Footy Club. Ended up playing a premiership. Greg Tregear, wingman, played a great game. Good trigger. Ian Roberts, leading goal kicker. Played in the half-forward flank today. Didn't get a goal, but did some useful things. Simon Williams, fullback, one of the longest-serving members of the club. Played in the ruck, on the ball, at centre half-forward, all over the place today, and his physical strength was an important factor in their win. Ian Herman, what a great game. 5 goals, always dangerous. In fact, a great final series from this very skilled player.
Steve
Bickford from Wesley, Melbourne, Paran, and now back to the Collegians. The centre half forward, an integral part of their win this year. And Richard Herman, what a quiet first half, well held by David Baker, but some superb marking skills revealed in the great second half where he kicked 5 goals. Jeff Lemon, recruited to the club by Chris Pollock. Little raver, he and Keith Parsons giving the Lions that bite around the pack. Grant Newman, and he takes his headgear off. Finally, that's what he looks like. Grant Newman, not tall for ruckman, but What a great fighter.
David Hoyle.
David Hoyle, as Bernie Shee said, he was a very important factor on the ball for Collegians, was David Hoyle. Strength of the ball, one of the longest serving members.
Keith Parsons.
Nipper Parsons, Keith Parsons, the other rover, Jeff Lemon's counterpart. Had a good final series, he did.
Tony Baum.
Tony Baum, and what a good game he played. Interchanged about halfway through the second quarter and gave a lot of bite to that Collegians attack.
Peter Wolf.
Peter Wolf, on in the last quarter was Peter, kicked a goal. Could have kicked a couple of others. But good effort by him. Pleased to be part of it.
President Andrew Moorwood.
President, a lot of hard work.
Secretary Peter Milford.
Pete Milford, very cooperative secretary, always helpful.
Treasurer Colin Thompson. Winning coach Bruce Ferguson.
And here is Fergie.
Now the President of the VAFA, Mr. John Dillon.
President of the VAFA, John Dillon, to present.
Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, congratulations to both teams. I think to make an A-section grand final. That's the season itself. Congratulations to North. You fought the game out. The first half was magnificent. But who'll ever forget the third quarter of Collegians? A fantastic effort here. I think one of the best quarters I've ever seen, and all the experts up there shared it with me. I think that was the quarter that won it. Congratulations to both. It was a great grand final, but today was Collegians Day. I think a special tribute to the coach of Collegians. He's had a rough trot over the last couple of years, but 1986 was 30 years, greater than 30. There are two trophies to present. The first is the Channel 7 Sharon World of Sport Trophy. I present that to Stewie Hinkson, captain of the Collegians. I present Stewie also with his gold medal. And finally,
Stuart Hinkson,
the very
captain.
coveted A-section trophy, the L.A. Edison Cup for the Collegian Football Club for 1986. Congratulations. All right, to all our supporters who stuck with us through from the third game when they wrote us off, the Collegians were looking for relegation. To a little bloke, Rooter Ryder broke his jaw last week in the preliminary, couldn't play today. This is for them. Thank you.
What's that, Simon Williams?
It's two I picked, last week and this week, and I told you so.
And now, Frank.
Bruce. Bruce, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ross.
For the tape that you're going to look at for many years to come. Great third quarter.
Yes, mate. Someone said to me, what'd you say at half time? I can't really remember, but we just really slackened off in the second quarter and we didn't win the ball enough. I think we've got the ability, if we win the ball, we've got the ability to use it, but we just didn't win it.
8 goals in 16 minutes, I think it
Well,
was.
yeah. Well, the third quarter we won the ball a bit more and then our talent showed out.
Yes, it did. Well, to kick, 21 goals.
Yes, we're a bit lucky kicking straight, I guess, but as I say, if you kick poorly, it's bad football. If you kick well, it's got to be good football.
You moved the ball out terrifically well. Both Herman brothers.
Both Herman brothers. Hoyle, I thought, played a great game. Tregear showed a lot of class on his wing.
He did, yeah.
Yes.
Defence?
Yes, the defence stood up pretty well, I thought. Well, North kicked 11 goals. Well, that's all they kicked against us in the second semi. So if you can keep a good side to 11 goals on a pretty nice day, well, you've done a pretty good job.
Yeah. Just chatting to a couple of North players, they said it was a very tough game. They found you very tough, and you'd be pleased with that.
Well, mate, you know, they always said we were a bit on the easy side, so maybe we've toughened up a little bit over the last 12 months. Yeah, I think so.
Congratulations.
I think so. Thank you very much.
Back next year?
Oh, wow, that's up to the committee, but I'll be here if they want me, yeah.
Credit to you, Bruce. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ross. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's Bruce Ferguson. We might get a grab with Captain Stuart Hinchin if we can. Can I have a word with you? Well, you tipped this, didn't you, mate?
Well, I tipped this, Boothie. I told you that 2 weeks ago when we were down by North Old Boys. I said, look, we're just trying to get the odds up, and we came home with the goods.
What about half-time? Were you worried?
Not worried at half-time. So we were in there with a chance, and as we came out in that third quarter, the boys just rallied. What a quarter of football.
Well, it was 8 goals in 16 minutes.
We set that up, and then they came back for
3 goals in the last
3 goals.
quarter.
But then we settled down again in the last quarter. We always knew we had our chances there if we settled down and played our normal game of football. If we went back to our just long kicking high, not the play-on game, well, we played like we did against North the first time round. But, as a credit to Bruce, we came back after many of them said that we wouldn't be able to get back up mentally, and we did it last week, and that was just a stepping stone, and this week we went on and...
Well, you had a different role this week. Where were you playing?
Well, Fergie, we had a lot of trouble the first time round with Peter Wright and Paul Considine, so Fergie chose to stop those two, and I went on and took up the other third man.
Great game. We'll let you go have a champagne. We'll have a word with Stuart Hinchin. Stuart, Collegians captain, congratulations.
Yeah,
well
thanks,
done.
Ross.
Yeah, that third quarter was amazing.
It was very, very big team effort by the boys. I think the coach laid it on the line at half time.
What did he say?
Oh, basically, yes, he jumped up and down a fair bit and said things that had to be said. Said that all the good work we did in the first quarter, we let slip in the second by not working on the ball.
You seemed to gain a lot of confidence as that quarter went on, just the sort of lift you wanted.
Yes, yeah. Well, I think that's it once a few of the running players started to get going. The skills naturally flowed from there.
David Hoyle played a great game.
Oh, excellent game. Excellent game. Same with Richard Herman. It was...
Okay, well, that's terrific. We better go and have a champagne. And
yeah, I'll be having 1 or 2 tonight, I think, Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
We'll see you back next year.
All
well
right.
done.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for tipping us, Ross.
Yeah, it worked against you. Tipped against you. It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a tremendous game. The first half very even. I was a little worried at half time, I must say. Yeah. But I thought that third quarter was one of the best I've seen. Following amateur football. We kicked 9 straight, I think, then one behind after that.
You had 16 on the board before we kicked a point. I think it was 8 goals in 16 minutes. Did you think, were you worried at half time?
Yeah, I was worried at half time. I thought we'd lost a bit of momentum towards the middle of the second quarter. But Richard Herman had full forward. He's only an under-19 kid, and to take all those marks and kick all those goals.
Great second half.
Fantastic effort and good running game, so fantastic. Thanks, Ross. Fellas, sorry, Steve, I had media commitments. Fellas, as I've said before, being president hard enough to play in a grand final, so I don't be president no. Steve, congratulations. Bad luck about the loss, but you'd like to say a few words.
Steve Hibbett, President, North Old Boys.
Obviously, the best side throughout the year. I always think that the best side throughout the year is the best chance to win the flag. We were lucky a couple of weeks ago, perhaps, to knock you off. Certainly weren't good enough today. You're the best side on the day, best side throughout the year. Congratulations and enjoy it. They're hard to come by.
Great game, mate. Thanks, mate. Got a word?
Where's Roo? There he is! Well done, Roo!
Andrew Wright. Jaw strapped. We've got to be back in the captain, Stuart Hitchin. We might speak to Greg Parsons over here. Greg, got a word? Greg Parsons, one of the longest serving members of Collegians. Great feeling, I suppose.
Oh, listen, mate, it's taken me 11 years to get to this stage, and I am so wrapped. It's just unbelievable. It really is. It's the sort of thing you dream about.
Well, that third quarter must have been superb to play in that.
Well, I knew we could always play like that. We just had to pull our fingers out and get into it. But that was great. Really.
What about Hoyley's game? David Hoyle, it was a great game.
Thanks, mate.
Lots of toughness on the ball.
Yeah. Oh,
they said you've been struggling to find your form in the record.
Oh, I get real.
It's a bit hard.
It's been a while. I've been getting a few kicks recently. Few kicks. Oh,
good.
Lovely. It's good to win.
Peter Kahn. Well, look, he walked into the wrong club rooms, ended up playing in a flag. Tell us the story about that. What happened at the start of the year? Were you looking for Faulkner Park?
Just that OMs didn't want me. So I went to Collegians.
He went down there and they weren't training. He's arrived at Faulkner Park and they weren't training at 6, so he left.
Steve Bickford. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Ross. Great win.
Great win.
Magnificent. I think the boys played really well third quarter. And all year we deserved it. So it was a great win. Excellent.
Shobes, he's a man of few words. Great game from you.
It wasn't bad, was it? Yeah. I was very happy. Glad I came down here. Maybe go back there, fella, I don't think.
Andrew Marwood says it's all in the administration.
I couldn't have put it better myself.